somehow Air-Deraan returned.
That is right. After the regime has been sneakily changed under our feet, is that a phrase?
Yes.
We decided not to abandon our principles, are sticking to our guns, and are back to talk about a new Star Wars show that just dropped like 24 hours ago.
On May 4th.
On May the 4th. This is the May. Revenge of the Sith is ahead of us. That's beside the point. What is this? Freddy, you are here, joining me, Vojta.
Yeah, I'm here.
This is a cursed intro.
This is chaotic.
Let's run with it, because
we're talking about the batchiest of batch.
Yeah, we're talking about The Bachelor.
Yeah.
Our favorite show on the Citadel.
Yes, as you can guess from the title, this is technically the second episode of our bad batch content. And as you can tell from the content itself. Yeah, it's pretty batch.
It's pretty batch.
It's batch like...
It's batch shit.
Whoa!
Yeah, we are here to talk about the freaking pilot episode, the Bodhi Rook episode, if you will.
Yes, of the Bad Batch
2021.
Which is 70 minutes long.
74 minutes if you count like all the credits and everything.
Which is
refreshing, because like usually when you say, oh, it's 70 minutes,
it includes 10 minutes of credits.
Yeah, even if it's like 25 minutes, as was the case with Mando.
Like, yeah, the one with the Boba Fett.
Boba Fett, yes.
Boba Fett.
Yes, the Jingle Jango Jamboree, as we like to call it.
Yes, but that is not what we're here to talk about today.
No, we are here. I'm very sorry, all the new listeners that are clicking onto this Bad Batch content.
Oh, hi!
There are a few things that we need to go through every episode, and some of it is just offloading some insanity straight off the bat, because that's how we roll.
And another thing we need to offload is... is the structure of our podcasts that we watch.
Yes.
Things.
Because you might not be able to tell from the way we start, but we actually have a pretty good schedule and pretty good way to go about things.
Yeah, we have a rigid structure for the Air-Deraan regime.
Indeed we do. The first amendment of...
The first amendment.
Of our Declaration of 1,000 Worlds.
Ooh.
That's not what it's called, but that's fine. Is Grand Admiral Thoughts.
Because it's the highest rank... Well, it's not actually.
Yeah.
But...
It's kind of like general thoughts, but they're just for the plebs.
Yeah, whereas this is Grand Admiral, Chad Grand Admiral Thoughts.
And it kind of sounds like Thrawn, which is really where it came from.
That's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Damn it.
And we still kind of have to say that it's our general thoughts, even though it's the Admiral Thoughts.
Yes. And basically, it's just our non-spoiler thoughts about the episode. So you can actually watch to the end of Grand Admiral Thoughts if you don't want to be spoiled.
And I will put in some time codes if you do want to skip straight to the spoilers. You
kind of should listen to our Grand Admiral Thoughts, because it sort of says like what we think.
Yeah.
It's like, you read a bloody essay, you don't read the introduction. It's like, bruh, you don't even know what it's about.
Yeah, and
sorry.
I guess we'll be talking spoilers for the rest of the episode, so skipping something will probably not help. So forget that I said anything.
After Grand Admiral Thoughts, we get into the cursed segments.
The cursed you say those are the cursed segments. Every segment is a cursed segment.
But this one's name, this one's name is cursed, being Crochet Granite.
Or Crochet Granite, if you are not fond of listening to people talking in unison. It's called Crochet Granite because it's the opposite of Nitty Gritty.
Yeah, so in Crochet Granite, we basically go over the plot of the episode.
Yes, as fast as possible.
Never fast.
It's never fast. Like, once or twice we did it in like 2 sentences. But ever since then, we've always been going on tangents.
Yeah, the first time we did a plot recap, which was for the Marshall, the first episode of Mando Season 2, that took over an hour.
Yes.
We're not doing that anymore. So basically, we just try and speed through it. So then we can get to nitty-gritty.
Yes, which, as the name suggests, is when we get into the little details
Yes.
of the episode and talk about the cameos, the plot-related stuff, but like more in depth.
Yeah, just talk about the things, the tangents that are related, tangents that aren't related, rants, screaming, all that kind of things.
All the good stuff, one might say.
Yes, all the cursed hypotheses we come up with.
Mm-hmm. Of course, that's all very well and good. After that, usually we do our motto rancesis.
But it doesn't really apply.
Yeah, that doesn't apply to this episode. As opposed to Clone Wars, the Bad Batch doesn't have any morals at the beginning.
It doesn't. Bad Batch doesn't have any morals, guys. We had to break it to you.
It's true. It's a very morally grey episode.
Well, we'll get on to that.
We'll get to grey.
Whoa, one could say that.
We could say we'll get to Commander Grey.
Whoa.
But before then,
No,
our last
after
segment.
Motto Rancesis.
Yeah, before we get to Commander Grey, there's one more segment we need to introduce to you.
But we need to do the...
I'm just telling you that we're doing it now.
Yeah, so the last segment is, of course, light side,
And
dark side, and the one in the middle, the Bendu. Which is basically a good thing, a bad thing, and something that's just, it exists.
Yeah, a morally grey thing, if you will.
One could say that, but
Yes.
yeah, it's kind of, I don't know, just things we liked, things we didn't like, things we thought were interesting.
Yeah.
And that's typically how we end the episode.
Ish.
Yeah.
If you discount us dying,
Oh yeah.
we usually die in this episode.
Yeah.
We're both the Kenny of this show.
Bruh. But before anything happens, before we learn of anything,
Okay.
what did you think of this episode?
I was convinced you were going to ask what I thought the story was.
That's later.
That's also a reference to a different podcast, which we should keep to a minimum.
Why do we keep doing that?
I don't know. This time it was my fault.
So-
It usually is. So,
What did you think of the episode?
well, let me just say that when I saw that Guardian gave this episode 3 stars, I was
Did
like,
it?
yeah, I was like, what? If this was packaged as a film, as the first episodes of Clone Wars were, I think I would not hesitate to put this in top few.
I actually don't. I think it serves better as an episode than as a film. I think as a film it would actually be not good.
Fair and interesting take. We disagreed on the same thing with the Ryloth campaign.
Yeah.
Anyway. So, or possibly Spunkstone.
No, with the Ryloth campaign we said the opposite. You said it wouldn't work as a film, I said it could.
Yeah, but let's get to the side point. Point being, I really freaking enjoyed this on pretty much all levels. I had, of course, a few problems with it, as since I'm a Star Wars fan, I can't be just happy.
Yeah, imagine being happy.
Imagine liking something unconditionally.
God, no. Star Wars has to do everything I desire.
Yes, but on the whole, I would give it 4+ out of 5.
Oh wait, so the Guardian rating was out of 5?
Yes.
I thought you meant it was out of 10.
No,
I was like,
no.
Jesus Christ, 3 out of 10.
Still 6 out of 10. Kind of low. I would give it at the very least an 8 out of 10. Even though we don't really rate things.
No, we don't really rate things, but I really enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there's still some things, there's a lot of things I really liked, but there's also a lot of things I just didn't like.
At all?
Yeah, there's things I just didn't like. Which we'll get onto. There's some decisions in the making of this episode that was why? But then again, I'd say a majority of things I liked and really liked. So
Yeah.
and I think on the whole it was done very well.
Mm-hmm.
So I would be more inclined to give it 7.5 or 8.
Oh,
So-
interesting. guess you're less of a fan than I am. A fake fan, if you will.
Oh no!
Yeah. Without any spoilers, there are some interesting lore implications. Interesting in whether that's in a good way or a bad way, we will get to. There are some retcons. And
there's more than some, I think.
And some things that are just... could be potentially spicy in a way that I really don't like, but I still have my hopes about.
Yeah, I'm hoping... Like, technically, it's not spicy yet.
Yeah.
But it could be really spicy.
Yeah, they have not confirmed one way or the other.
Yeah, so it could actually not be... It could be Whoopi Whoopi credit.
Yeah, but it also could be not Whoopi Whoopi credit.
Yeah, which would be kind of sad.
Yes, but just so that we can talk about it a bit more freely, shall we jump into spoilers and breeze through the plot?
Yeah,
like the chilly winds of Collar.
Whoa! And you said I almost asked this. So what do you think the story was?
We're bringing it back, baby. The story opens, as I said, on the chilly planet of Collar. In the very last minutes, basically, of the Clone Wars.
Even though it's spelled Keller, I think.
I think it's whichever.
Which I assumed is named after Commander Keller, which is a clone commander.
That I don't think that would make sense, but fair
No,
enough.
no, but I mean out of universe. Not in universe.
Why would they, out of universe, name a planet after a clone?
Because they reuse names.
Fair enough. It's on a planet, let's say, it takes place.
It's on a planet that we've technically seen before in a comic.
Yes, in a...
technically.
Technically. It's, yeah. It's a clone unit, is led by General Master Depa Bilaba herself, which, if you know your stuff, should perk your ears up.
Yeah, it should. Mm-hmm. And you see this battle, and like a lot of clones die. It's pretty brutal, actually.
Yeah, but hooray! Here they come to save the day. The General Spadawan Caleb Dune leading reinforcements in the form of 5 clones.
Yeah, Caleb Dune, deepest voice in the galaxy.
Which is one of the things I didn't like, but we'll get to that.
So yeah, the Bad Batch are there.
To save the day.
They save the day. And then it's like, come along, little deep voice Jedi. Let's go and win the battle. And then when they're walking away, bum bum bum.
A hologram shows up. And what does the hologram say?
Execute Order 66.
And yeah,
it will be done, my lord.
Good soldiers start following orders, if you will. Big Jedi lady is done for.
Yeah,
small Jedi boy runs away.
He does run away. And then the Bad Batch, they're just like, hold up. We aren't like our name. What's going on?
Yeah, what's going on? Why is everyone acting so strange, including one of our friends?
Yeah, and they're like, let's make sure the little kid is fine. And then Crosshair's like, there he is.
Yeah, and Crosshair is a good soldier, and he tries to follow orders.
Yeah, even though none of them actually know what the order is, which is kind of amusing.
Yeah, they don't. Well,
because they didn't get it like inhibited like properly, so none of them actually knew what Order 66 was, which is kind of a retcon, but we'll get on to that.
Yes. Well, everyone goes back to their home base, that being Camino. And when I say everyone, I mean all the clones.
I didn't think it was all the clones.
Well, Senate guards from Coruscant were there.
I think that was only because some spicy things were going on in Camino. As in, they'd red-faced, long-horned Jedi women.
Oh, is that who it was? I didn't know. I was going to ask you if you knew who it was.
Yeah, well, we'll get onto that. But yes. So it seemed that at least all the clones in at least I think it's Taipoka City. I think that's the name of it. on Camino. They were
sounds...
all told to like... Oh yeah, Caleb June survived, by the way, obviously, because that's Kanan.
That's Kanan Jarrus with his jarring voice.
Yes.
With his din jarring voice.
Yeah. But all the clones in that Kaminoan city or whatever, they assemble to like have this big not conference thing. They were watching the news of Palpatine's speech making the Empire.
Ripped straight from episode 3.
Yeah. I think we should mention it later, but something I know you probably hated and I fucking hated as well.
Why not mention it now?
Okay,
we can get into it later.
The attack of my life has left me scarred and deformed. And then Wrecker fucking says, "You can say that again." I'm like, oh! God damn it! Like, I found it funny, but I also don't like how it was that sounds like a parody thing.
A little bit, but you know, Wrecker will be Wrecker. He's the way he is. I don't think I hated that bit. I'm just, you know, I like my Wrecker. He's a good boy. But
Tarkin shows up and he's like, "Bruh, I don't like clones, and let's test the good ones to see if they're worth keeping."
And he freaking tests the Bad Batch using live ammo.
Yeah, and the Bad Batch, they still win because they're so cool.
Yeah,
but
they're the Ninja Turtles of Star Wars.
Yeah, but Tarkin finds out that the Bad Batch are only good because like they don't have the same inhibiting stuff.
Mm-hmm. Which he's not too in favor of, so he's like,
let's see if they actually follow orders on their own accord.
On their own accord, on Air-Deraan.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're on Air-Deraan, baby.
Yeah, this is a stealth rename of our podcast for one episode only, probably.
Yeah. With an episode that starts out not on the wrong foot.
Ooh. Well, it very much gets on the wrong foot, though. Within like 10 minutes.
Yeah. Well, so Omega is there, and she's like, or Omega.
Well, Omega.
Damn it! She's like, don't come back to Camino because things are gonna be bad. Can I go? No, okay, but like,
you're a kid. You don't belong on the front lines yet. Wink.
Wink. And he says, being 10 years old.
Or less.
Oh my god, yeah, that's true, yeah.
Yeah, point being, they go to friggin' Air-Deraan to hunt down some separatists who refuse to lay down the arms, or so they're told.
Yeah, and instead, bum bum bum, old lady!
Old lady and 2 little kids!
It's like, bruh, what's going on? And then Crosshair's like, what are we waiting for?
Yeah, as he has his crosshairs firmly planted on the old lady's forehead.
Yeah, which is kind of a bit dark.
That was very dark.
Yeah.
Which is funny because it was at night, Dad.
Whoa. But Hunter decides, this ain't right. And then they get captured by the partisan. Well, they're not the partisans yet.
Yeah, but they are led by none other
than friend of the show.
Friend of the show, Saw Gerrera himself, baby.
Yeah, dab, dab, dab. And, fucking hell. It's like, the ironically doing dabs during the podcast, that is like unironic. Becoming unironic.
You've been doing it ironically?
Oh, God. But yeah, Saw Gerrera's like, yeah, Empire not good.
Empire not good. That's why we're still fighting and getting all these refugees.
Yeah.
Who the Empire is being very mean to.
Indeed.
And he's like, you know, like, you do you, but you can either adapt or survive or die with the past.
Yeah. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
Whinge, whinge. What?
Whinge, whinge.
No, that's not what I meant.
I didn't realise you were whinging during Bad Batch.
I was
like a true Star Wars fan.
Yeah, the markings on their shoes are from the wrong war. That's an impression of my brother.
That frame is retconned!
The paratroopers are wearing the uniforms from the wrong decade. That's literally what my brother says unironically. how in movies he's completely taken out of it if like the clasps on their shoes are not like historically correct.
I wouldn't be taken out of it, but I think it's nice to see if there is detail in that kind of stuff. Like when you watch Band of Brothers, like all of the uniforms are pretty much identical to how they would have been. Like a lot of research put into it, and it, that's pretty admirable. But like when you watch something else that doesn't put in that attention, it doesn't matter. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like it doesn't detract necessarily unless it's like really shit.
Yeah. Imagine like if they made like a remake of episode 2, but they were wearing Phase 2 Clone Trooper armor.
I actually would genuinely riot. I like that. I can. Yeah, that would actually not be good. I retract my thing of like it doesn't actually detract. Like that would genuinely make me mad. I've seen that kind of stuff on fucking comic covers when they like instead of a Phase 2 clone, it's a fucking Phase 1 clone. I'm just like, it's like this is wrong.
Well,
on Air-Deraan.
I feel like we've both just proved my brother correct, and I don't like it. So let's move on.
Let's move on.
Let's move on from Onderon. Because
they leave Onderon.
They leave Onderon after having found out that they've been tracked.
Oh yeah, by bloody probe droid.
Yeah.
Which is weird because those probe droids in the Clone Wars cartoon, well, not Clone Wars cartoon, in the Clone Wars TV show, were used by the Separatists. I'm not sure if you remember that.
I remember that because it was 2 weeks ago on Ryloth.
Yeah, so I thought it was kind of a bit weird. They're now used, but maybe they just use the same manufacturer.
Probably. I mean, freaking Death Star was also conceived by the Separatists.
Yeah, it was designed by the Geonosians. Designed and built by the Geonosians.
By using Geonosian slave labor.
Yeah,
that's sure is very spicy.
Yeah, that was going on when the Republic was still the quote-unquote good guys. So
yeah. Anyway, after finding out all of that bad stuff, they decide to go back to Kamino and spring Omega and freaking just go hide.
Yeah, but then they're like, Tarkin's like, you're getting done for treason because you didn't follow orders. And they're like, oh shit. So they get put into prison, and they'll be like, it would be great if we knew where Omega was. And then they look to their right, and she's like awkwardly waving.
She does a DreamWorks expression as she waves.
Yeah, when I was imagining, like the, head down and shoulders like wave. I was, like how Crazy Frog. I don't know why I was thinking that.
Interesting, freaking inspiration for Babu Frick himself, Crazy Frog.
Is Crazy Frog the inspiration for Babu Frick?
I don't think so, but they look kind of similar.
Yeah, but Babu Frick wears clothes, whereas Crazy Frog's hanging dong.
He only wears a vest.
Yeah.
Is that what Watto wears as well?
Wait a minute, hold on.
They have the same color scheme.
They have yeah, and they both. In like episode 2, Watto wears that weird hat that's like based, where it looks like it's
really based.
I always thought it was looked like a Brody helmet from World War One, World War Two, obviously. Meanwhile, Crazy Frog wears like an old aviation hat. So they're like both wearing old military gear inspired type things.
Are you saying are they the same person?
Yes.
I mean, we've never heard Watto sing.
So maybe Watto has a beautiful voice.
Yeah, maybe as a child he had a career as a friggin' what kind of music is Crazy Frog?
The music for
Electro jazz.
Electro jazz, yeah, the music for Eddie Murphy films.
I am not aware that's
where Crazy Frog came from.
Oh yeah, from Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah, it was the theme for that, and then they were like, make it Crazy Frog.
Let's abandon this tangent.
Yeah. So they get put in prison.
They're put in prison with Omega, but one of them gets taken out. of the prison and taken to do some medical things on him. Who is it, Freddy?
It's bloody Haircross.
That's not his name, but sure. It's grey hair cross scar himself.
Yeah.
Who do you think we're talking about?
It's Mr. I have crosshair tattooed on my eye, but it's only circular when my eye's open.
Wait, it's a crosshair? I thought it's a tattoo. I thought it was a scar.
No, it's a tattoo.
Fair enough.
And but when he closes his eye, it's not actually circular, which I think is kind of interesting because it implies that he got it tattooed with his eye wide open.
He's a tough guy. I wouldn't be surprised. Yes, well, he gets his freaking inhibitor chip because it's kind of working. He gets it dialed up to 11.
Yeah, and he's like, okay, let's turn up the evil factor.
And turn down his aiming skills.
Oh yeah, and...
which we'll get to.
And also, we'll make sure we get him some bespoke armor for when he's a bad guy.
Yep. Gotta freaking dress him in black to know that he's the real villain of this.
Even though they're all dressed in black and red anyway.
Black and red, but this one looks more evil.
Yeah, but they find Wrecker punches through the prison wall into a vent, and then Omega crawls into it.
And then falls on some clones and opens the door for them.
Yes.
Some good old-fashioned physical comedy.
And then they all get out, and then they're sneaking around, and they go straight to the shuttle.
Yeah, they find their armors there for reasons.
I don't actually know why.
Yeah.
We'll get into that maybe.
They try to leave, but before they can turn the freaking ship on...
bloody Crosshair!
He's there, he friggin' shoots Wrecker and tries to use him as baits to lure out the others so he can shoot them all in the head like the badass he is.
Like in Saving Private Ryan with that sniper that shot Vin Diesel. Do you know? Have you seen that film?
Oh no, I have not. I was thinking of Stalingrad, I think.
Well, he gets shot and he falls onto a piano.
No, Vin Diesel was in that movie.
Yes, he was in that movie.
Freaking nouveau Vin Diesel.
A nouveau Vin Diesel. Imagine nouveau Vin Diesel played by Vin Diesel. Could you imagine Vin Diesel going, yeah?
I can, but surely they would have to do him like CGI. You can't just stretch dual Vin Diesel to be like Vin D.
You know, maybe they'll have his body be Vin Diesel body. Sorry. And then... but they'll put a green screen neck over, over his face. Mm-hmm. So then they just CGI add on his long wavy neck.
Oh, they would just give a dummy head of Nouveau Vindi on top of his head like Ahmed Best did in episode 1.
Yes. That's what they'll do with Vin Diesel.
Or would they just paint Nouveau Vindi on his body to make him smaller? Well, Vin Diesel isn't that tall anyway.
No, we discussed last episode.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. What is this podcast when we discuss fucking Vin Diesel's height in our Bad Batch speculation and he comes up again?
It's better than Blues Brothers coming up every now and then.
Yeah,
like they did just now.
Yeah. No Blues Brothers in these episodes.
Yeah, White's Brothers only. I'm talking about Camino.
Yeah.
Anyway, Crosshair is there. He tries to stop them from leaving, and
there's some Coruscant Guard with him. Mm-hmm. Bad Batch actually kill some of the Coruscant Guard. They shoot them in the face, which I'm pretty sure you can't survive.
Well, they are shock troopers, so they were very shocked from that, probably.
Yeah.
And they eventually, after some shenanigans, managed to run away.
Thanks to
a little help from Nala Se.
Yeah,
I think.
Nala Se and bloody Omega, she's very good with a gun, despite that being the first time she picked it up.
Mm.
And then they leave.
Yeah, and they seek help, apparently,
Yeah.
from
some old friend from the sector L19.
J19.
J19.
And who is this familiar face?
Well,
Freddy?
it's almost as if we predicted it last episode.
Da.
Like Cutler Crane, baby! Because J19 is the sector that has Seleucami.
We are. That's still only implied, but you know, that is what it is.
I mean, it 100% is.
Yeah.
Gonna be.
They don't say his name, but we know that it's him because we're nerds.
Yeah, it's like J19. I know that reference.
Technically, I didn't, but I looked it up.
Yeah. Well, I was like, I didn't know that the sector was called J19 because I knew that Seleucami's sectors was like L4 or something. Like not sector, like it's coordinates. Because Star Wars coordinates are kind of weird. So I was like, I
didn't say that again.
So I was like, I don't know what J19 is, but I am assuming it is Seleucami because I mean, it's 100% going to be Seleucami, and it is Seleucami.
Took us like 25 minutes to do this recap.
Oh yeah, sorry guys.
It's you know, you had fun, I'm sure.
I mean, the title "Bad Batch Content" sort of should clue you in.
Yeah.
So,
did it suck?
God.
We just can't not do references, can we?
Let's
jump into nitty-gritty to dive deeper into everything that we've just said.
Okay, I kind of want to talk... Look, I'm not getting into the spicy thing, but I just want to talk about Omega's abilities. Because, like, okay, when she was with Crosshair, she in jail, she was like, you are very, very angry, like, inside. Like, I can feel that. And he's like, how perceptive or something. I don't know. Can't remember.
Yes. So you're saying, is Omega force sensitive?
Well, my friend thinks that she is. Especially with, like, the fact that she picked up the blaster and was, like, an amazing shot or whatever. I thought with the feeling thoughts... Not.
Is she a clone of Boar Gullet?
Well, maybe, but I was thinking that, like, you know how Hunter apparently has, what's it called? All
enhanced senses.
Enhanced senses. Maybe Omega had enhanced feelings.
For the girl clone? Yeah, sure. That's definitely what it is.
It does sound like a Power Rangers thing, doesn't it? It's like the man has advanced senses and is so good in battle. The girl has advanced feelings. She knows when you're sad.
Yeah, it's like Captain Planet, and she has the heart ring or something like that.
Ah, yes, my favorite element.
Yeah. No, I don't think it's that. It's not like we did say that the Bad Batch has like an 80s cartoon sort of vibe, but I don't think this is where it's going. I feel that they said like enhanced perception or something is what Tick said about her. Tick, yes.
Yeah, she says Tick
because she has a very thick Kiwi accent.
Yeah,
which
is a bit Dinjarin, considering all of the clones voiced by D. Bradley Baker actually have Australian accents, even though canonically they're meant to have Kiwi accents. Meanwhile, Omega has a Kiwi accent.
A Kiwi accident.
Oh, mate, I went to the shops and I dropped my Kiwis.
Yeah, that's Australian Jack's nickname. Not spaghetti mistake, it's Kiwi accident.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
so
enough about our friend.
She has also seems to have like predicted the future.
What, by saying that Tarkin will go after them?
Yeah. So why would she know?
Well, she put two and two together. I don't think that's like any magical
I don't
abilities.
know, but I mean, like, considering she also felt someone's thoughts and isn't a f***ing Bull Gullet. Unless...
I think that she's just, like, smart. Just vaguely smarter than she should be.
Yeah.
Like enhanced learning or something like that.
Yeah. I thought, initially, like when they introduced her as Nalase's medical assistant, I was like, oh, thank God. So she's just like, I assumed that she was actually like a Kaminoan clone slave.
Oh, that's not better.
It's not better, but I mean, it makes the Kaminoans bad. It doesn't make the show bad. Does that make sense?
It does. It does.
So like, because like I assumed that she was like cloned to work for Nalase, or that she was a strand cast, like so a person created from basically nothing.
Interesting. Meanwhile, I thought, and I tweeted it with very cockily, I thought that she would be like the next source of genetic material for the clones.
Yeah.
But
seems not.
It's like the opposite.
Yeah, but she's definitely not the last clone. Like,
yeah, because we do see clone babies in jars.
We see clone babies. We see clone children that have weird faces. I'm not sure if you noticed that.
I have not.
Their faces were really weird.
Different from Omega's?
Well, they were different to how they usually are in Clone Wars, which makes me kind.
I mean, the art style was a little different. It was still very reminiscent of Clone Wars.
Yeah,
but it was a little tweaked.
Slightly.
Yeah, so maybe that's one of the aspects of that tweak. Maybe.
Well, the further into Clone Wars, the less it's the original art style. Like, you know how people say season 1's bad? Mm-hmm. I think season 1 just has a different style.
Yeah, it's a little blockier.
Yeah, and it sort of changes over time. Whether you say better or worse, I mean, quality-wise and like detail and texturing and modeling, it is better. But whether you prefer the style or not is, up to you.
Yeah, if you compare the model for Anakin in season 1 to season 7,
yeah,
they don't
night
look
and day.
like the same person almost.
Yeah.
Especially if you compare the freaking Rebels Anakin,
which
is just
God.
so cursed.
I got a feeling they didn't actually have much time to do Rebels Anakin.
I don't know. Like, even if he put a lot of time into it, he would still look different because it's a very different art style.
Yeah, it's like everything looked different in Rebels animation art style.
Yeah,
just like things that we had only seen in Rebels seemed normal because we hadn't seen them in other art styles or in live action. Like, we hadn't seen live action Kanan or live action Thrawn that looks like canonically Pierce Brosnan.
I hate that.
It's canon.
There's apparently a lot of art of Benedict Cumberbatch as Thrawn lately, but that's not anything canon.
I wouldn't want that.
Me neither.
I would prefer
Lars Mikkelsen.
Lars Mikkelsen, the voice actor
and the actor from Sherlock. He's in series 3.
Is he?
Yeah.
That's what?
A villain of an episode.
Don't know, is it? Well, I mean, I know there's only 3 episodes.
He's the guy that Sherlock shoots and kills.
Oh my, what?
Yeah, he's the guy who also does a mind castle.
I actually can't remember that. I watched all of them.
Is it not series 3? I think it must be like Sherlock freaking shoots a guy and then gets arrested.
Is that the guy that's just a guy?
I think so. Like you think that he's like a serial killer, but he's not actually.
Yeah, but like he didn't. Wait, I can't. Season 3 seems like a age ago.
It was.
Yeah, I remember season 4, unfortunately, more vividly than season 3, which is unfortunate because I hate season 4.
I mean, there was a pretty long waiting period between series 3 and the Christmas special or whatever it was.
I didn't watch
between
that.
The Christmas special, it was pretty good, and the Christmas special in series 4.
Yeah.
So it was like what 2014 when series 3 came out.
Oh my god, that's. I'm old.
Kind of. You're pushing 70 as we discussed.
But yeah, Lars Mikkelsen, he would be good for Thrawn.
Anyway, what were we fucking talking about?
We were talking about...
Still Omega?
Yeah.
Oh no, the art styles.
Oh, we were talking about the art style, yeah.
Of the kids on Camino.
Yeah. There are baby clones. So... So we know that there are still clone stuff. So, this begs the question, Sorry.
Good question, Freddy. My answer is...
This begs the question. If Tarkin wants to get rid of the clones, or stop the use of clones by the Empire, what's going to happen to all of these other clones?
Well, that's a freaking good question. Will he just order them to, like, shut them down, quote unquote? Basically, genocide the clones?
But remember in Rebels, when the Empire seemed pretty chill with ex-clones, just not ex-clones, but, you know, ex-clone troopers, just chilling out around the galaxy. Like, the Empire seemed fine. Alexander Callis, the Kazakhstani ISB agent himself, he seemed pretty okay with, like, Rex, Gregor, and Wolf, like, being on that planet.
Well, I don't think that they would, like, genocide them as in that they don't want any clones to exist, but they just don't want the army to exist.
Maybe.
If there are, like, a couple of stragglers left, like, who cares?
I assumed, like, years ago, like, in canon years ago, that the clones were just retired. Like, forcefully. That makes sense.
Yeah, but they would
like,
still
displaced.
have to go somewhere.
Yeah, but, you know, like, refugee clone crisis or something.
That would be an interesting thing, actually. Like, what do you do with all these soldiers?
What do you do?
What do you do with all those army veterans? That's some fertile ground for some political commentary.
That's why I don't think they're going to do it.
Yeah.
So if I'm being honest.
It might be a bit too spicy for Clone Wars sequels.
let's be f***ing honest. Clone Wars has covered a lot of them, like, heated topics in the past.
That is true, but, like, what to do with army vets is a very, very spicy topic. Actually, in America, I'm pretty sure.
In America it is, yeah.
Yeah, and it is an American show.
Yeah.
So who knows what they would do and if we would like their result. Like the creators of Star Wars are usually quite lefty, unsurprisingly, which would mean that we would probably like the result, but who knows?
But that's the creators. That doesn't mean that the things that they create can be... Like, just because, like, Dave Filoni, George Lucas, Jon Favreau, they are left-leaning, but how much can they actually put that into, like, overtly, I mean, not, like, subliminally, as they have done, but, I mean, like, overtly, this main theme that's part of the plot is going to do this. Like, I mean, they can do it for Falcon Winter Soldier, because, you know, that is more of a older audience, I guess, like, it's not for 8-year-olds.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But so that begs the question, is Bad Batch for 8-year-olds? Or is it for older?
It feels to me like it's for the people who were 8-year-olds 12 years ago. Well, not maybe 12 years ago, but for people who grew up at least a little bit with Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Maybe like people who are 8-year-olds, like, when the series was wrapping up.
Maybe.
So that it's a slightly older audience, but still, like, fit for kids. Yeah.
Possibly. I mean, that explains some of the jokes. I mean, there were a couple eye-rolling jokes. As I said, like, you can say that again. I thought that was fine, but I mean, I kind of hated that it was in this... It was fine, but I mean, there was some, like, other not too funny jokes.
I mean, you have obviously the droid humor in the beginning. You have some physical comedy. You have most of Omega's reactions.
I thought they were fine.
They were fine.
I thought, like, Omega was actually a good character so far. Like, I quite like Omega. I think, like, she's really sweet and, like, you know, she's a good addition. But I'm just like, back in my mind, please don't be the thing.
Please don't. Should we just
say it?
Yeah, please don't be a whitewashed clone of Django. That would be bad, especially since they do say you're enhanced and you're blonde. That's a really bad thing.
That's a bad vibe.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter. Like, well, it is just a bad vibe to have that kind of connotation. Intentional or not.
They should call this show The Bad Vibe.
Ooh. Yeah. what I found interesting about the whole getting rid of clones is that Tarkin was basically saying that the Republic's deal with Camino no longer stands because the Republic is no longer a legal entity, and how the Empire technically isn't the successor state of the Republic, is also an entirely new entity, political entity.
That's such a stupid loophole.
I love it though, because that sounds exactly like the kind of shit they'll pull. It's like, well, technically, we're no longer the Republic, so our debts are no longer in effect. We no longer owe you anything.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. That would actually be pretty good.
Well, that's what they did. That's what Tarkin basically said, which I found quite amusing. It's like a nice detail.
A little detail how they're just freaking the worst.
Yeah. But it also might explain how... a reason they might want to get rid of the clone army is because of how much debt it does, how much money it takes away from the Empire. That, crucially, isn't in circulation in the Empire. Because Camino, as we've discussed before, isn't actually in the galaxy. It's in a satellite galaxy. So the money that's going to Camino isn't being circulated in the Empire's economy. So
And they do say, in addition to what you said, that clones are about twice as expensive as enlisted troops.
I reckon they must be more than twice as expensive, if I'm being honest. That seems really cheap for a genetically engineered army of soldiers that have been trained for 10 years each. Only twice the amount of a normal soldier.
You might you might say that they maybe eat less and can eat worse things because they're bred to be fine with eating kelp or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're not wrong.
I think it might have just been hyperbolic. I think in actuality it's probably more likely they were 10 times as expensive. Because you got to remember the amount in the Clone Wars and the later seasons, the problem of financing the clone army is a big deal in some episodes. They're where's this money coming from? It's fine, we've got to take some loans out. And then eventually, okay, we can't take any more loans out, so let's nationalise the banks. So we no longer have to take loans out because we own the banks that has all the money. And now they're trying to not pay the debts that they have accumulated in their payments to their IOUs to Camino.
Oh, also you probably have to pay the soldiers, whereas the clones probably don't get money.
Yeah, clones don't get money as well. That's a good point.
Yeah. Does it still count as indentured servitude if you bred them?
No. Long story short, the clone army is a slave army of child soldiers.
Yes.
It is.
That's what they are.
That's what they are. So it's kind of... Yeah. Will that come up? I'm not sure.
Probably not, because it's pretty dark.
Yeah.
Even though we did discuss they deal with some pretty dark things, this might be a bit too much.
Yeah.
This is more of a Metal Gear thing than a Clone Wars thing. Because that does have both clones and child soldiers.
That is true.
Point being, yeah, Empire is pretty shady, but you knew that. I mean, Death Star.
Yeah, and what's interesting is that the inhibitor chip made all the clones immediately very loyal to the Empire. They were cheering at Palpatine.
Very loyal, and basically took away most of their personalities.
Yeah, which we kind of saw in season 7.
Yeah, and you could see that within days from Order 66, that all the markings most of the markings from their garb and stuff was gone. You did say that it could be because they're new clones, so they don't have time to do.
We see that in season 7, how there were a lot of in the clone unit that went with Ahsoka to Mandalore. A lot of them were 501st Troopers. Well, all of them were 501st Troopers, but some of them had the blue markings with Ahsoka's face painted on. And then there were some that didn't have Ahsoka's face painted on, but there were still a lot that didn't have any markings painted on. So, even before the transition to the Empire, there was that kind of stuff. Probably for a while, maybe? I don't know.
Perhaps.
Like the thing is, like, they had been becoming stormtroopers before the Republic fell.
Mm-hmm. Because freaking wheels have been set in motion for a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, stuff wars.
Let's just cut to the chase. Caleb Dune and the retcons.
Yeah, Depa Billaba, like the one thing that remained unchanged, probably.
Is?
She is, kind of.
No, they changed her lightsaber colour.
Oh, yeah, I forgot I was going to mention that.
It was green, and for no fucking reason they changed it to blue.
Which, it would probably make more sense for it to be green, because it would, like, not meld with the sky behind her. But, yeah. Basically, the fate of Depa Billaba and basically all the opening was previously covered in the Kanan comic.
Yeah, which has been reputed by most Star Wars fans to be very, very good. And a lot of people have enjoyed specifically the Order 66 part of the Kanan comic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which was changed in most ways, save for the presence of one clone who had his appearance changed, but that's...
And also his rank.
And was his rank also changed?
Yeah, they called him Captain.
Oh, so they promoted him from Captain to Commander.
No.
Gray.
No, in the comic
he demoted.
In the comic he was a commander, but in Bad Batch he was a captain. Look, why make it? Clearly they read the f***ing comic.
Yeah.
Because it was the same planet. It's it's got the same characters. Depa Billaba dies the same way. But then they make all these changes. Like, why? Why change the markings on... why change the markings and rank of Commander Grey? Why make it so that they were losing the battle when in the comic when Order 66 happened they had just won some battles? Why change Depa Billaba's lightsaber colour?
I feel... I don't know any reasoning why they would change, like, the colors and ranks. But I feel that changing it to it being just after the battle was for, like, pacing purposes, because it makes for, like, it gives the opening more of a flow.
Yes, but then why couldn't they have just made up a new Jedi?
I guess they just wanted to show off Kanan for some reason.
I have a theory that the reason they chose them is because they made the models for them in Season 7.
That's quite likely.
Which I am actually really sad, disappointed at. Because I don't like that, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
Because, like...
I wasn't a fan either.
Remember when Disney canon it became a thing, and they said, this is going to be different to the EU, because we're going to make sure everything is connected. Everything is in the same continuity and it all works together. We've got a story team to make sure everything works together. And it seems like there is clearly a tier list now, of canon materials. Clearly, movies and TV shows take precedent over comics, books, and encyclopedias, when they specifically said at the start of all this that they're not going to do that kind of thing.
Yeah, well... I'm not a fan of the fact that they did it either. I'm really not.
Yeah.
That being said, it's not like the comic doesn't count at all. It's like the story beats did happen. The most important stuff is kept the same. You could, like, at least like in the universe, you could you at least have like the escape clause that the comic was framed as Kanan remembering all this stuff, so he could be misremembering, but in like real world terms.
But like
at least like the biggest, most important stuff is kept the same.
Yeah, but I mean, like the big change, like I guess you could say fine, but like why the smaller changes as well? It's just unnecessary. And this is the thing that unfortunately a lot of Star Wars fans don't like to acknowledge, is that Dave Filoni does this all the time.
Yeah, with Mandalorians, what they are and
he
what
completely
to them.
Changed Mandalorian culture. He saw the EU Mandalorian, him and George Lucas saw the Mandalorian culture and were like, nah, let's do it differently.
Same with Ryloth, actually.
Same with Ryloth.
Actually, I don't know about the culture, but the planet itself is very different.
Yep. And there's other points as well. Like Thrawn, they keep making him... like Thrawn's TV show appearance does not mesh with his book appearances in any way.
TV show was made before the books.
No, not
At least
all of the
came
books.
out before the books.
Yeah, but some of the books were running concurrently as well.
I'm pretty sure that at least when he was
When he was
announced-
introduced, yeah, when he was seen in Rebels first.
Yeah, the books weren't out yet.
Yeah, but I got a feeling that they will, when he appears in the next series, TV show, he's gonna be more of a just straight up villain rather than the anti-hero of the books.
We will see.
Yeah, but I'm just like, if changes keep being made, what's to say that changes will continue? It's like, what else are they going to change? What's your favourite comic book moment? In Star Wars, that is.
Most stuff that happens between Vader and Aphra.
Well, if they make a Dr. Aphra TV show, they're going to retcon all of that.
Well, the comics will still exist, and I will be
Yeah,
happy
but
to
they still
have her
exist, but
on screen.
Yeah.
Well, the way I see it, in Star Wars, you always have the certain point of view sort of a thing. Not in the book named certain point of view, but like, there is a thing in Star Wars fandom that things don't necessarily happen the way you are told they were. Like, for example, that everyone in the movies are bees. Or that Luke is actually two Lukes, and one of them is slightly bigger than the other.
Yeah, that's actually canon, though.
Yeah. And we've already had a similar discussion, I think, when we talked about the Marshal with Cobb Vanth.
Yeah, well, they're already... I mean, again, I don't like a lot of things established in Aftermath, but they are retconning a lot of stuff from Aftermath. Like, they are. Mm-hmm. So...
I'm happy that they're not at least completely ignoring it.
Yeah, but it's just like... I've seen some people say, like... what if they do a, like, Kylo Ren origin story, and then they sort of... retcon the new comic.
Kylo Rising.
It's like, so why... there's a fear in getting invested in something in a comic or in a book that actually affects things. It's like, why be invested in it if it's possible it can be just changed?
Well, it can be and it could not be. Like, you know,
but
Commander Styles got cut out of the story, and Grey was made less important because they kind of replaced him with Hunter.
Yeah.
But, you know, the moment kind of ish is still there. Cobb Vanth came back. He's slightly different, but it's still Cobb Vanth doing stuff, being canon. Like, I feel like being slightly tweaked is, like, not a bad trade-off for existing.
Yeah, but, like, why claim that everything works together when it clearly doesn't?
It works together from a certain point of view.
Yeah.
Like, you know, even novelizations are sometimes slightly different.
Yeah, I know, but like they're usually different in the terms of like adding things rather than taking things away. That's the only thing. It's like
adding things to Ray's brain, like cybernetics.
Yeah, well, that's a bad novelization. Yeah, like outright.
That's some bad content right there.
Yeah, the young adult. The children's novelization is apparently much better. But yeah, I don't know. It's just like I'm somewhat fine with things, but like I'm just on the lookout more for this kind of thing, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in this case, there was no real need to change the things. Yeah. Most of them anyway.
Well, there was no need to have them at all.
Yeah, I guess they want to do a little bit of fan service as opposed to like just introducing someone new.
But I mean, or
having it be like Oppo Rancisis, who doesn't have a... Well, no, he has to be alive.
Yeah, I think it actually would have been better if it was a completely new Jedi and Padawan, because then there would actually be stakes with the Padawan's escape. Like, it's possible that Crosshair could actually kill that Padawan.
That is true.
Because we know that he doesn't kill Kanan, because Kanan's alive in Rebels.
Unless you haven't seen Rebels.
Unless you haven't seen Rebels, yeah.
Which, it's possible that it's not necessarily aimed at people who have seen Rebels, but I would guess that they have to, know that so many people who have seen Rebels. Or at least, know who Caleb Dune is.
Yeah, exactly. That, otherwise, why would they do it? And, what was it, Star Wars?
Why would they give him the same voice actor who doesn't even try to do a child voice?
Oh my god, I love Freddie Prinze Jr., but, Jesus Christ, his voice is deeper than it was in Rebels.
It feels like it.
Yeah, I mean, I personally think they should have just got someone younger.
Or at least, pitch his voice up.
Yeah, there was no alteration. It was where's Caleb Dune? Hi guys, I got some reinforcements. It's how many are there? Just 5. 5 guys? Yeah, I know, but these guys are really good.
Yeah, they make the best burgers. They put bacon in your milkshake. They actually do. At Five Guys Burgers. This is not an ad.
Well, but it just felt weird. If I'm honest.
Slightly off.
Yeah. Yeah.
We will see how this goes on.
Apparently, so because they've made a model for Caleb Dune and Depa Billaba and they used it in Bad Batch, I saw Star Wars Explained say, was the reason they made the Dryden Voss model wasn't just because, it's interesting, but because they actually are going to use it for Bad Batch.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if that was the case.
And this is exactly what you said last week, that you don't want to see, that kind of thing.
Well, I did say that I don't want it to be done badly. I don't want people to just show up and be like, I am here because I am here, and I am here for fan service.
I am here because I am a pre-made model.
Yeah.
What if Bo-Katan shows up because they have a model?
That would kind of make sense, I guess. But, I don't want people to show up and just to be, exposition machines and fan service things. Which was so rare that we can talk about that.
Yeah.
If they used Dryden Voss well, which they could.
I think they used Saw Gerrera well.
Yeah, it wasn't just a gratuitous means an entrepreneur. I'm here to sell some buffer pills.
I liked Lando in Rebels.
I think I preferred Lando in Rebels to Leia in Rebels, but who knows?
Leia in Rebels was alright as well, because she gave the Phoenix Squadron
hope.
Yes, and the Hammerhead corvettes that were later used in the Battle of Scarif. That Hammerhead corvette that took out that Star Destroyer is one of the 3 that Leia gave them in Rebels. That's so cool.
Yeah.
See, I like that kind of connection. Instead, imagine if they said, the Hammerhead corvettes were given to Phoenix Squadron by Opa Rancisis.
Sure.
Yeah.
They were piloted there by Cobb Vanth.
Actually, I just want to say briefly, is you know how we said how in the Kenobi show, they likely will not redo the duel between Darth Maul and Obi-Wan. I'm now actually worried that they will.
It's not unlikely.
And that would make me really mad, because I genuinely think the Rebels duel between Obi-Wan and Maul is one of the best lightsaber duels in all of Star Wars.
I feel like if they do remake it, the fact, the way the duel went is one of the things they would keep the same.
Maybe. Oh, imagine if they didn't.
Imagine if they made it into
Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
What did you say how you wanted Revenge of the Sith to be? Or how you treated it?
I would want the duel to be much longer.
You said days.
Yeah, well, not, in like airtime, but I wanted the duel to like go on for literal days. To like more like symbolize how freaking evenly matched and powerful they both are. Like how you keep cutting back to it through the film whilst like the Republic is being changed into the Empire. Like you see Padme's funeral and they're still fighting.
They're still fighting after Padme's funeral.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
That would have to change a few more things because she would probably be still rotting on Mustafar.
Oh my god, imagine.
Or that, she doesn't have to be buried.
So they cut. So like how when they do a time lapse of like a plant growing, and to show the passage of time, between cutting to the lightsaber duel, they cut to Padme's decomposing body.
Yeah.
That is like accelerating to show the passage of time.
Yeah, kind of like the end of The Last Crusade.
Yeah, that's Padme. That's the ideal fan appealed Revenge of the Sith cut.
No, wait, she can't die there. She hasn't given birth yet.
Oh, yeah.
You see her, you see Luke and Leia being born, you see them aging, you see them both fade into the Force, and Anakin and Obi-Wan are still fighting. Time works differently in Star Wars, and that's the point.
Yes, which I want to say, my theory got confirmed in Bad Batch.
It really did. Tell us more about the 205 days.
Yeah, so basically, Wrecker was saying to Tech, like, oh mate, it's been ages since we've been back to Camino. And he said, yeah, well, it's been like 160 days or something. But if we account like the time dilation from traveling around the galaxy all this time, it's actually been more like over 200. And
yeah.
Like, what can I say?
Except you're welcome.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm happy. I mean, it's not that big of a dilation.
But, it's like 20%?
It's 20%, which is actually
it's quite a lot.
Quite a lot. And also, we don't know where the original 160 days came from, because that might have been from something else as well. So, but basically, this, like, effectively explains why everyone ages a lot, like, including Tarkin, because he seems a lot older to how he did in The Jedi That Knew Too Much.
Which is, like, months ago?
Well, it's not. I think it's over a year ago. Because, what was it? How long were they if they hadn't been to Camino for over 200 days, it's the end of the Clone Wars. So the Clone Wars lasted 3 years. They haven't been to Camino for over 200 days.
That's like 2/3 of a year.
Yes. But that was the last time Echo was there. So Echo had clearly had to have been a pre-established member of the Bad Batch for his last time to go to Camino.
Oh, did Echo say that? I thought it was Wrecker and Tech.
No, but Echo, he wasn't like, oh, this is my first time going to your room. He had already lived there. So this establishes like the Bad Batch arc, which takes place after Ahsoka's walkabout, which is at the very least 200 days or 160 days or whatever before Revenge of the Sith. And that takes place. Oh God. Wait, no.
Also, which time are we working with? Are we working with 160 days or are we working with 200 days?
I think actually...
Either way, it's around about 6 months.
Yeah.
Meaning that Padme must have been like 3 months pregnant?
Yes,
during
which
that
makes sense.
Arc?
Yeah, because 3 months prior was Ahsoka's walkabout arc, which is the last time Anakin was on Coruscant. And that's when, cut long story short, Anakin...
held hands with Padme.
Yeah, Anakin held hands.
Well, held hand.
That's true, yeah. That's why it takes twice as long.
Yes, if you listen to our Iceberg episode, which odds are you have, because it's our most listened to episode on YouTube.
But odds are you haven't listened to it all, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, and I feel like holding hands theory is pretty far.
It's pretty far into it. Anaconda far.
Yeah, Padme's uncle. Not by blood and not by law either. They're just family friends. Because he's Rhodian.
Yeah. Sounded a bit racist. It's like, imagine being related by, marriage to a fucking Rhodian.
Like freaking Dexter Jetster is.
Ooh.
Based on our pre-episode mic check talk.
Yes.
Benito Panaka.
Oh god, this is no context.
Point being, holding hands is how babies happen in Star Wars.
Yeah. Hence why it confirms my time theory. Well, effectively. Because it the fact there is time problems is canon now.
I'm not sure if you've already reshared your video, but you really should.
I should.
It's a good video.
It's 3 minutes long. It doesn't take long to watch.
Take a look at it at our YouTube channel on Air-Deraan.
On YouTube. Space Air-Deraan. Yes.
It's a good channel with good people running it.
Being us.
The best people. This is technically not an ad because I'm not paying myself.
Unless.
Let's
talk about someone who...
I mean, technically I transfer money to my own account from a different account, so I do pay myself.
Sounds like money laundering. I'm gonna...
Both are my accounts.
Okay. But talking about someone that doesn't get paid anymore for their work as a resistance fighter for the Republic in a proxy war. That's right. The now unemployed Saw Gerrera.
Mm-hmm. The Scene Gerrera, as we
never call
Saw is already a past tense.
Yeah, I think you meant scene as in SCENE.
No, I meant...
Because he was in one scene.
Yeah, which it's a little disappointing. I was hoping there would be more to him.
I was surprised that we saw him this quickly.
Same, yeah. I thought that Saw Gerrera would be like middle of the show when they make their decision to fight back against the Empire.
Yeah.
Which kind of killed my prediction, but that's fine. I was still happy to have seen him.
It doesn't mean they don't go to Naboo later.
It doesn't mean that he doesn't come back.
Well, that's also true. So, Saw Gerrera, he's still fighting now the Empire, sorry, and which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, and he has 5 people working for him.
I mean, that's what we saw. I mean, it wasn't
Gerrera.
like a jungle.
It's been an hour and 13 of this.
That's what this episode's called. Scene Gerrera.
That's a spoiler. We can't see that.
Okay.
We could say sighting Gerrera. Like a Bigfoot sighting.
Jesus Christ. Sighting Saw. But if we make the Saw lowercase, then technically it's not a spoiler. Because it's not a name if it's the word.
What about if we call it Bigfoot Saw?
Bigfoot Saw! God damn it. But one thing I did notice is that it's the night on Air-Deraan. The planet famous for its moon. Duxun. Notable absence of any moon, let alone one that is so close to the surface that its atmosphere is joined.
Only sometimes.
Unless it was on the other side of the planet.
Which during the night probably shouldn't be, but then again...
You've seen the moon in real life. That's sometimes you wake up in the morning and you're like, what the fuck's the moon still here? Aren't you meant to be on the other side of the planet?
Yeah, I know that the moon doesn't work that the moon doesn't have a fixed orbit with the sun.
Imagine.
A reverse orbit. That can't be true because they're not orbiting the sun. It doesn't matter.
What if the moon had a fixed... What if
Air-Deraan is lunacentric?
What?
What if Air-Deraan is orbiting around its moon?
Oh, what do you mean if Air-Deraan is the moon?
No.
How can it orbit around the moon?
I know it can't, but what if it did?
I've always liked the ideas of binary planets that are reasonably the same size and then orbit around each other.
Like in Rogue One, but except those were asteroids.
Those are asteroids, yeah, in an asteroid belt.
Was it called the Ring of
Catherine? Similar to the one from Doctor Who.
I was gonna say Ring of Akatan.
Yeah. Even though that one, I'm pretty sure... Is that one also in an asteroid belt?
I think that just is an asteroid belt.
Yeah, whereas the Ring of Catherine is like 2 asteroids joined together.
Yeah, which feels very unsafe.
Yeah. But I mean...
But that's how like a Legends thing worked, right? How there was like a thing held together by gravity fields?
I'm not sure.
Doesn't matter.
I don't know. It'll be imagine if they go to the Ring of Catherine.
Imagine if they go to the Ring of Akatan. What if Omega has to sing to the Sun Demon to keep it dormant?
Fuck that episode, jeez. But
I like that episode.
It does have a reference to Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Does it now?
I can't remember it.
Okay.
I think they say a word or speak a language that's from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. You know, like how the universal greeting in Transformers is Barweek Grana Wheat Ninibong?
No.
Oh well, it is. Yeah, that's the universal greeting in Transformers. Like,
how was I supposed to know that?
I thought you did.
I don't watch Transformers.
It was in Transformers the movie.
Well, the Michael Bay one.
No, the one from 1986.
I haven't seen that one.
I like that one, even though it's probably not good. But one of the characters in a kid's film goes, "Ah, shit!" It was quite funny.
It was the 80s. It was a different time.
It was. How did we get from...
we were talking about Saw Gerrera.
Fucking hell. Yeah, so Saw Gerrera is voiced...
and Dixon.
He's voiced by the same guy who voiced him in the Clone Wars. And it seems that they're doing a transition of, like, transitory voice between him in Clone Wars and Forrest Whitaker in Rebels.
Yeah, because I think that Forrest Whitaker...
Forrest Whitaker!
He's very Whitaker.
Sounds like a name of a cat from Cats. Forrest Whitaker.
Catboy Saw.
Catboy Saw! No!
But it's a Jigsaw from Saw. Imagine if Saw Gerrera was played by the freaking puppet with cat ears.
Whoa. Anyway,
I mean the art style is meant to be based on freaking the Thunderbirds puppets.
Is that actually where it's based?
Yes.
Of the marionettes from Thunderbirds?
Yes.
Whoa, that's actually cool because I like Thunderbirds a lot. I'm obviously not from the 60s, but I grew up watching Thunderbirds and Captain Scarlet and
the movie and stuff.
That movie's shit. I knew it was shit when I was a child.
Yeah, let's not talk about the Thunderbirds.
Yeah,
but that's too much of a tangent.
So Saw Gerrera, we've already said that, but like.
Yeah, he's voiced by the guy. I was pretty sure that Forrest Whitaker in Rebels was not quite doing an impression of the Clone Wars character.
He was trying to also do an intermediate.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that means you got Clone Wars, intermediate between Clone Wars and Rebels done by the Clone Wars voice actor, then Forrest Whitaker doing an intermediate of Clone Wars voice actor and Rogue One character in Rebels, and then him in Rogue One.
Kind of makes me think if somehow they will bring Saw Gerrera back and make him sound even more like an impression of himself. Like a more intense version of his accent.
Well, when he comes back to life.
When he comes back to life because he uploaded his consciousness into Borgullet.
Well, I'm pretty sure Borgullet could not have outrun the destruction of
Well,
Jedha.
not outrun, but he can probably survive it. He's like a cephalopod. They're very squishy.
Yeah.
They can fit into holes that are only like 1/10 of their... through holes that are like 1/10 their size.
How does that help you from being exploded?
Crawl into some rocks.
But then he'll be in space.
They can probably survive in space. Well, Jedha doesn't get blown up.
Have you seen it in the comics?
Well, it gets destroyed, but not like Alderaan.
No, but like...
It becomes like a lava burnt world.
Yeah, but a huge chunk of it got blown off. Including the part where Saw Gerrera's base is.
Well, they can still be on that part of the chunk. Some asteroids have an atmosphere. That probably has enough of a, thing to still have like a thin atmosphere for Gullet to survive. I just want Saw Gerrera to come back and be like, if you come here to kill me again.
Well, he basically says that in Bad Batch, doesn't he? So you've come here to kill me? To the Bad Batch, which is...
It's a shame he doesn't say, lies! Deception! Every day, more lies.
That would have been great. But
Omega can feel your thoughts. She will know the truth. The unfortunate side effect is that the creators tend to be losing their minds because they're whitewashing her. I was trying very hard to make this work, but it really didn't. Kind of like the partisans. It didn't really work out in the end.
Yeah, because presumably all the refugees die.
Well, that's technically before the partisans. But
yeah, but...
It's possible that they do die, which like sends him spiraling into an even darker path.
Yeah, which like the death of his sister, like really like f***ed him up. Mm-hmm. And it was entirely Ahsoka's fault, basically. Just saying. Like she could have just caught her.
I don't remember that part, but you're probably not wrong.
I mean, because we've seen like Ahsoka and like Anakin lifting people up with the Force way easier, but then like, Ahsoka just drops her.
Yikes!
It's just, I mean, okay, maybe she couldn't have saved her, but I mean, she saved. I don't know. Like a year later, she saves one of the Martez sisters the same way.
Well, it's a year later. She's learned from her mistakes.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna get someone killed this time.
Yeah. It's possible that if she didn't catch, she did catch her. It's a different kind of catch. That's Coleman catch.
Oh, I'm a fake fan.
Yes, you are.
Pablo Jill.
Why? What was I talking about? Yeah. If Saw's sister didn't die,
yeah,
and he didn't go down the dark path and didn't end up leading the partisans, maybe the pilot Bodhi Rook didn't know who to go to with the Death Star things, and the Empire would have just won forever.
Yeah, well, rebellion. I mean, that's how Star Wars works. You need all of the things in Star Wars to work for things to later happen.
Well, that's how life works.
Yeah, I know. It's like, without Kanan surviving the thing on Keller, then you wouldn't have Ghost Squadron, and then you wouldn't have... Well, I mean, the Ghost Crew, sorry. And then you wouldn't have Phoenix Squadron. You wouldn't have those Hammerhead Corvettes that hit the Star Destroyer into another Star Destroyer, which destroyed the planetary shield generator on Scarif that's prevented the Death Star plans from being transmitted to the Providence, or whatever it's called. And so without all of those events, Star Wars wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
So that's how Star Wars works.
That's how life works.
Yeah, I know that's how... But
it's just in life you don't know about these things happening.
And in Star Wars you can see it all.
Yeah, it's kind of... You could possibly make the case that without friggin' Christopher Lee being a cool-ass spy during World War II or whatever he did, World War II would have ended very differently.
I don't know. There's no way World War II could have ended differently. I'm going out on a limb to say that it's possible for the big bad to win.
Yeah, I mean, he wouldn't win, but like... I don't know, maybe he made sure that Italy was bad, I don't know.
Hey... We're going back to Italy. We cut this from the start of the episode for a reason.
Yeah, well, Bad Batch might go to Space Italy.
Maybe the Bad Batch are Italian. They start off bad, then realise we were bad, but now we're good. We're moving into your neighbourhood.
What? What is this?
It's from the Sex Offender Shuffle. by Adult Swim, which explains it, if I'm honest. But that's so. Yeah, the Bad Batch weren't completely bad, but Crosshair, he was sort of like. I found it funny how like Crosshair's obsession with following orders after Order 66 was like called out as like, since when did you fucking care about following orders? It's like, good soldiers follow orders.
I did like how people weren't like completely stupid in this like episode show, because like usually, at least in like kids cartoons, people are just completely oblivious to obvious signals.
Yeah.
Like, for example, in the very beginning, like when Caleb at that time is running away, Hunter tells Crosshair that he fell into like a chasm, but Hunter notices that Hunter was looking. Crosshair notices that Hunter was looking across the chasm, not into the chasm.
Yeah, it's
and
like
he calls him out on it.
It's like normally when people fall down, you look down. It's like, well, I didn't want to see him fall down. It's like, I don't fucking believe you.
Yeah.
What I also find funny is that presumably for every single clone trooper or clone captain or whatever, they had to file a report for their mission. Did you see that? So like,
no.
Tarkin was like, I read the report on your report on your mission, Hunter. You said that the Jedi died. But Crosshair filed a oppositional report that said that he survived. I just find it so funny. The idea of like these clone troopers. I mean, it happens in real life, but like having to write about. And then Ki-Adi-Mundi did a double, triple backflip, chopped off a droid's head, and then force pulled a clone trooper from falling off a cliff and saved my life. I just find that amusing, like they're having to document all the crazy shit that happens in the Clone Wars.
Well, maybe the scripts to Clone Wars are just all of those reports.
Whoa! Maybe that's why he got Grey's helmet wrong.
Maybe that's why they misremembered what happened on Collar.
Because Caleb Dune, the slacker he is, didn't file a report.
Yeah, and, Hunter thought that Caleb lost his Jedi cloak that he later uses in the comic, but, he was
Did he lose? Oh, fucking hell.
That's such the least important thing
I
ever,
know, but they animated him losing the cloak. What I'm saying is that they read the comic. They must have.
Or at least the, short description of it.
Yeah. Like, J.J. Abrams probably did for things, and they were like, nah.
No, he didn't.
Oh, yeah, maybe. It's like, no, I want to be racist.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. So Crosshair, as we mentioned earlier, like his inhibitor chip was kind of working.
Mm-hmm.
And
which is one of the things that I did predict. That because they have mutations, some of their chips don't work.
Yes,
but
you were
because
right.
Mutations or deviations, as they call them, well, no, they call them deviant as opposed to defective, not mutated.
Well, apart from that medical droid that was like, I have something that may shock you. You are defective.
That was a weird moment. But I did like the droid's name.
Yeah, it is a way off like 10 seconds.
My name is AZI46404694748417341740.
I'm noticing that you're actually saying like 3 numbers over and over again.
I'm saying 3 numbers and also some things that aren't even letters. Like, I bit off more than I can chew. If you're noticing that this episode's vibe is a little different, we're recording in the morning after a few days of not sleeping.
Yeah.
So, it is what it is.
It is, yeah. I was sad to see that droid getting blasted.
Yeah, it seemed like even though it was a stun blaster, it seemed like it shorted him out possibly for good.
Yeah, so like Omega and that droid were just snooping around the Bad Batch's room.
Snooping as usual.
Omega was like, we're researching, and then the droid like was like adorable. It was like, oh, is it this that we're looking for? Is it this?
And and he finds a droid's head and a spine.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not. Maybe that's not like the actual droid spine, but it was definitely a droid head attached to a long cable.
We see earlier in the episode Wrecker pulling out a droid's head, and all the cables come out with it.
Oh, fair enough.
So, which is actually kind of interesting because you don't see that kind of thing.
It's kind of like in Predator.
Yeah.
When he takes off a person's head with a spine.
Which is
somehow
not how that would work.
No.
But like, so, one of the one of the Coruscant Guard sergeant, or at least an officer, comes into the room, and there's like, what the f***, you're not meant to be here. You're coming to the brig, and is like, Omega's like, no, and then the droid touches the officer and is like, she's here on a business from Nala's set. Don't touch me, droid! Just shorts him out. It's like, rip.
It's very sad. He was in a very adorable droid. I like the little twirl that he did.
Yeah.
How he kind of like did a 360 with just his body.
Is he?
But not his head.
He's not the same droid from the Ark in season 6, right?
I was wondering, but I don't think it's the same one.
I'm pretty sure. Well, I can't remember what happens to that droid though.
I think that droid was destroyed. Destroyed.
Or potentially, yeah. So rip. Those droids have it bad.
Most droids have it bad.
Yeah, that's true. But it's like interesting how droid prejudice is like being taken to the extreme. Even though the Empire was never anti-droid.
Well, but they are also low-key a slave race like the clones.
What, droids?
Yeah, because we have established that they are conscious, they have personalities, they are just people. Yes,
they are. But the Empire also uses droids all the time, like mouse droids, protocol droids.
And so does the Republic.
Yeah.
And the New Republic.
Yeah. And the First Order.
Everyone.
Does the Final Order? I don't remember seeing droids.
Neither do I. But we have to assume. Unless the Final Order is the only establishment that's ethical towards droids.
Yeah, imagine.
Which would be a weird choice.
Yes. Yeah, but it was good to see droids in the show, like, to some effect.
You mean battle droids?
Or... No, just like normal droids. Like, you see additional types of surgical droids as well. When Crosshair's getting his inhibitor chip turned to 11.
Yeah. And possibly when Echo is getting treated after the blow to his head.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and the droids in the training mission. The first ones that used the training blasters, they looked a lot like enemies from Portal, I thought.
The turrets?
Yeah, they looked like something you would see. It's like that kind of art style.
A little bit, yeah. Dummy droids, I believe.
Yeah.
That's probably what they were called.
No, that's like what Wrecker says, like, we're not dummy droids.
Yeah, but he said that like about being used for target practice.
Ah, that's a good point.
So that leads me to believe that they were the same.
I thought for some reason dummy was as in dummy. You're dumb. But then, yeah, you're right. A dummy as in dummy probably makes more sense.
Yeah, like a training dummy.
Like a training dummy, yeah.
Yeah. But those weren't the only droids in there. We had some freaking precursors to the big battle droid boys from Rebels.
Which are...
by extension, precursors to the Dark Troopers, possibly.
I think they're inspiration for the Dark Troopers.
Yeah, probably.
Because the ones in Rebels are DT droids as well. DT something. Mm-hmm. And the ones in this looked pretty much exactly like them.
Just white.
Yeah, whitewashing.
Oh no. Foreshadowing for Omega, probably.
Yeah. But people were watching the thing.
White-watched.
Yeah.
White-watching.
People that were white. And that is the Kaminoans.
And Tarkin.
And Tarkin, he also is white. And Omega, probably. She was there, probably.
I hope not, still.
Yeah. But, so... I was going to say about the Kaminoans, because you mentioned how Nala say she kept the hangar doors open for the Bad Batch's shuttle to escape.
Mm-hmm. Does that mean that Kaminoans are not bad, or does that mean that she's just a good egg?
I think she might be a protective of Omega.
She's protective of clones in general. Because if you remember the Malevolence arc...
Yeah, but was she actually protective of clones?
Well, she was sending them out before her so that they can get to safety.
Yes, but remember they all die.
I don't think they...
Yeah, they do.
Oh yeah, we discussed this. They shorted out all the things and blew up most of them.
Yeah, because the wounded were the first to go. They were the first to die.
I don't think that was her intent, though.
No, it wasn't her intent.
She was trying to get them to safety anyway.
Was Nalase the one in the season 6 arc? Because if she was...
I believe so.
Well, then she's a f***ing cruel person then. Because what they did to Fives is awful.
Yeah.
Just saying, like...
She did say that they are the property of Kaminoans.
Oh, yeah, which is also...
Okay, maybe she's not a good egg, but maybe she has regrets at least.
Maybe, but I think she's more protective of Omega. I think that she was looking out for Omega more than the Bad Batch.
Which, I'm not sure if it's because she's special or if she just had like an affinity for her.
Maybe. But then you had the Prime Minister, Lama Su, having a discussion with Nalase.
The Chad Chin himself.
Yeah. And
the average cloning enjoyer.
Yeah.
His chin was something else.
Yeah.
But you were saying about him?
Lama Su, he was like, we will watch the Empire's career with interest. Or however that Palpatine quote goes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they will watch their career with great interest or something like that.
So, does this mean potential clone rebellion, like Kaminoan clone rebellion?
I have a feeling that yes, because this is definitely not the last that we've seen of them.
No, we probably will see Lama Su and Nalase again, but I'm just like, I don't know, because like the Kaminoans aren't nice people.
They are not. Even though they seemed to be portrayed much better in this episode than usually.
Yeah, because the Kaminoans, like, I mean, say what you will, but they are complicit in... They had to have known about the plan, because they put in the plan for... the initiative for Order 66 in every clone.
Yes.
They knew what it did. So, like... Come on.
They are confirmed to be big into eugenics.
Yes, so... so making them into I'm like, no matter what they do, I'm not going to be fully sympathetic to them, because yeah, they did some bad stuff. They were pretty much out for their own gain.
Yeah, like we don't know everything yet. Like we do know that Omega is a clone, but we don't have it confirmed that she's the same as the others. We know that they are helping Omega escape, but we don't know to what end.
Yeah.
There's still much that still needs to be answered before we can make like a proper ruling on whether we're supposed to root for the Kaminoans here or not.
Yeah, but it also makes me sad. Like, if your theory that the Bad Batch would be blowing up the cloning facility doesn't happen, which it seems at this point is not going to happen.
No, I'm not thinking.
And that actually makes me genuinely sad, because I thought that kind of thing sounds good, like really interesting, rather than just like the Empire doesn't want clones anymore.
Yeah. It also kind of implies that they would like swoop in with stormtroopers.
If they do that, and if they look like have stormtrooper armor, I am officially sad.
Yeah.
Because that is literally my dark side that I said last week.
Yeah, that you don't want to see.
Yeah.
But that being said, we know that they don't have a different army yet.
Yes.
So if they were to like get to a point where they can like not only be able to live and like function without a clone army, and also take on the clone army like in battle, that would take a while.
That is true. But I've seen some people say, what if they like flip a switch in all the clones to make them Kaminoan property rather than Republic property?
Yeah, like the Kaminoans can do that. What I'm saying is, like, Empire will definitely not be in a position to like go and like destroy them. Like, oh, you mean that they would just try to sell them to someone else? I don't think that the Empire would allow that.
No, but like, in order to make the Kaminoans have an army and the Empire not, then they'll take all the clones for themselves.
Kaminoans would.
The Kaminoans, yeah.
Yeah, which would be like why Empire might need to like go to war against Kamino.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is Empire can't do that right now because they have literally nothing else.
Yeah. So this makes... So if they do quickly get an army, that would be a bit confuddling.
It would be unfeasible.
Yeah. Because, like, the amount of time it would take to train an entire army, build all of the stuff, and all the armor and all that kind of stuff for all of these people, it would just be crazy. There's a reason why at the start of the Clone Wars they were like, no one was like, well, why don't we just make our own army and get people to just join the army? It's like that wasn't an option because they didn't really have time. So they just so happens that 10 years ago they bought an army.
Even if you like wanted to say that they might like forcibly enlist all the like little planetary armies that exist, that wouldn't really work because like literally everyone would freaking take over their own planet again.
Yeah.
And again, they wouldn't be like used to working together. That would still not work.
Yeah.
And they don't, as you said, they don't have any of the material, and they need all the the material they can spare to build the Death Star.
Yeah, and they'd also need to completely build a new fleet, basically. Because, and a very interesting thing, I know this is a tangent, but this is probably canon, probably by implication. And it's the reason why all of the Venators and Clone Wars equipment had to be scrapped in order for the Empire. And it's because of ergonomics.
Ergonomics?
So in real life, things are made for average sizes, aren't they? So like a glove is the average size of a hand. A door height is the average height of a human. Whereas, and like a battleship, all of like the corridors and rooms, beds, tables, chairs, door handles, all of that, the control position, that is all done for the average human heights and stuff. Whereas with the clones, there's no average. Everyone's the fucking same. Doors are made for one height. Handles and control panels made for one height. All that kind of stuff is only made for clone troopers. Meanwhile, there's probably going to be like one or two Jedi and like maybe a non-clone officer or commander on the Venator or whatever. But by far, most people are just going to be this one height. So that means when you have conscripts or enlisted personnel of a varying heights and builds and all that kind of stuff, it's not going to work.
Yeah, because Jango was not super tall.
He was 5'8", I think. Or 5'7", I can't remember.
Any idea what a human average height is on Earth?
Probably 6 foot or something, right?
No way.
Or 5. No, it is 5'8", but
so that would make the size for clones the average size on Earth.
But I don't think it is the average.
I don't think that it would be different enough
to
warrant the switch just for that reason, or even slightly with that reason in mind.
I mean, I think it makes sense personally, but it's also fighters as well. All of the clone fighters are not made for any other. There's not going to be any way to push the seats back, because why would they need to? All of the clones would just sit in the seat the same way because they're the same person.
That is true.
So, yeah, I don't know. It's just something interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is something to think about. But yes,
and that's why we do see Venators being scrapped on Brecker. Tamara Morrison's 5'6", so it's actually 2 inches below average, possibly. So.
Well, I don't think that Empire is too worried about comfort, but still, it's not very big.
Yeah, it was like I'm saying, like if we were on a Venator.
Yeah, we'd be bonking our heads on everything.
Yeah, because I'm 6'2" and a bit. How tall are you?
About the same.
Yeah, so it'd be not comfortable anywhere.
Not at all. Like even on this bed, it's like a big sized bed. I'm having trouble like keeping my feet on it.
Yeah, like the beds would be made only for
5'6" tall people.
Yeah, because no one's going to be any taller than that. So they'll never be longer. See, that's the kind of thing. All the control panels, like things are going to be made for easy access for people with the length of arm Jango Fett has. So that means it might be really kind of awkward to like do things, you know.
Yeah, okay, I'm convinced now.
Yeah, it would just be such a massive pain for things to have. That's why you have ergonomics in real life, all that kind of stuff. And also, ergonomics was in this episode.
Sure was, but explain, please.
In how the Bad Batch escaped from the jail cell.
Oh yes, because they do mention that it was not built for like people like Wrecker, because it wasn't necessarily even a prison originally.
Yeah, so it was presumably just a Kaminoan city.
Mm-hmm. That they changed into like a clone city and a clone base.
And then even if it was a clone thing, it wouldn't be able to accommodate for like Wrecker's capability.
Yeah, because he can literally push 3 tanks.
Yeah, which was that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
He's a strong boy with short arms.
Short arms?
Yeah, have you noticed that his arms are actually not proportional? Like,
I have not.
Yeah, I can't unsee it. His arms are like as low as like his waist, when in actuality, like arms are lower than your waist.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of weird.
Yeah, and he's a good boy. I like.
He's
Wrecker.
a good boy. He's got his little toy.
Yeah, his little, what was it called? Like Nuna or something like that?
I can't remember. Numa, named after Numa, who had the same toy.
Whoa! I mean, he never met her, but then again, I'm pretty sure they also never met Cutler Quain, but they do know him.
Yeah, how do they know Cutler Quain?
I don't know.
Maybe through reputation.
Maybe from Rex? Did Rex meet Cutler Quain?
Yeah, there was that whole episode.
I don't remember who met him.
Yeah, Cutler Quain. He took him in when Rex was injured, when he got shot by a sniper.
Yeah, so maybe they were being all buddy-buddy with Rex, but I don't remember what kind of a dynamic they had in the Bad Batch arc.
Yeah.
If they, interacted much at all.
What, Rex and the Bad Batch?
Yeah.
Yeah, non-existent. Because basically, the Bad Batch arc was only meant to be the introductory episodes for the Bad Batch. There were meant to be more arcs.
Oh yeah, they were supposed to go to Kashyyyk and stuff.
Yeah, well, they were going to be in the Kashyyyk arc at the very least. I don't think they were ever going to be the focus. I think they were going to be in episodes, though.
Possibly.
So
they don't feel like they were originally meant to be the focus of much at all.
Yeah, because that's kind of a gripe that I don't think they've warmed on me completely yet. They're still kind of just walking caricatures. I feel like
at least Wrecker warmed on me a lot. A Hunter was at least more of a focus rather than being more of a character. But I can see myself liking them a lot more. I feel like Omega might be more of a character meant for people to empathize with rather than the Bad Batch itself.
Yeah, I think Omega so far I like more. I think the Bad Batch are better than they were in their arc in Clone Wars, but I don't think they're supreme leaders. No, like a supreme character type thing. They're not like the most interesting characters we've had in Clone Wars at all.
I feel like Tech so far is the least interesting of them all.
Oh, I think Echo actually.
Oh yeah, Echo did freaking nothing, did he?
Echo did nothing, and his job is basically what Tech already did do.
well, Tech is the specialist, whereas Echo is the hacker.
Yeah, but then
Tech is the one who does the hacking in this episode.
Yeah, because like Echo was like, I can't do it, and then Tech was like, I'll do it better. I was like, well, what's the point with Echo?
Yeah. I mean, I guess technically Echo is going to work with computers as opposed to droids, because that what Tech did was like reprogramming and rewiring.
Oh, I thought you meant like how Echo was like trying to look through the Empire's information on the Separatist base on Air-Deraan.
Oh, I don't even remember that.
Yeah, like Echo was like, I can't find anything on the Imperial records, and then Tech was like, I'll have a look. So like even data interpretation, Tech is better at.
Maybe there's going to be Echo's arc, finding out what he actually can do, if it's something anymore.
I'm gonna go out on a limb, and I mean it's not necessarily a bad thing, but like I don't think there's gonna be character arcs in this.
It's possible. I did say that I felt like at least the Hunter and Echo might have one, but Echo doesn't seem to have much yet.
No, they sort of forget that Echo
is there.
Yeah. I mean, I did find it funny when they made a reference to Echo on the Citadel. It was like, oh yeah, when you blew up. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, well, he's kind of a ghost of himself.
He was scared by the medical equipment.
Yeah, he was pretty traumatized. Like, that was like the only character thing they did with him, which was good, but it was the only thing.
Yeah.
And they did say that he's more machine than man. Percentage-wise, at least.
So fucking annoying sometimes.
Yeah, I don't think it was as egregious as Boba Fett saying that he's just a simple man trying to find his way in the universe.
No, he said galaxy.
No.
Boba Fett said galaxy.
Django said universe?
Django said universe.
I thought it was the other way.
No.
But he also did say, like my father before me. I felt like that one was like 4 steps too far. Being more machine than man... Well, it was pretty tactless.
I think it's worse sometimes. Is it worse if it's a reference to something that hasn't happened yet? We've talked about this before.
Well, it doesn't really matter because most of the people are not there for the things.
So it's worse when people are there for the thing that hasn't happened yet that they're referencing.
Like, for example, with Grievous saying hello there to Obi-Wan.
First. Yeah.
In the Clone Wars. And Ahsoka saying this is where the fun begins.
First, yeah.
I feel like that... which... Like, in canon makes, when they say it in the movies, a reference to Clone Wars.
Well, no, they don't say that.
Well, no, like... Well, if someone else says it first, then in the movie, it is a reference in universe.
God damn it. That's like...
Because, you know, when...
Oh, yeah, New Hope referenced Bad Batch.
Yeah, because you know how Anakin smiles when he says this is where the fun begins? He's smiling because he's happy about Ahsoka being back with them.
That's big sad.
I'm not being unironic. I don't think that's how this is working. I don't think what I just said is canon.
I'm pretty sure it's not. I mean, it would be nice to have like a new novelization of Revenge of the Sith that includes all of the canon Clone Wars stuff.
It definitely would.
One that's actually canon, one that's actually treated as canon. That would be nice as well.
What was the canon? Was the novelization of Revenge of the Sith?
No, I'm saying it would be nice if a novelization.
Oh, you're talking about.
No, I'll stop that. But the novelization for for Revenge of the Sith in Legends is meant to be very good as well, and probably can for the most part just be used in present canon. Just add Ahsoka.
Probably, and Mandalore.
Yeah,
but that's
Maul.
what you meant.
Yeah.
Probably not Maul, because he wasn't back in old canon. Well, never mind. That doesn't matter. Never mind.
He was back in old canon.
He was?
Yeah, remember?
Oh yeah, because Clone Wars was old canon.
Yeah, even though... So, Clone Wars was old canon, but it also ignored then
most things ignored each other.
Yeah. Apart from
no one remembers that freaking Empire created zombies.
probably James Luceno remembers.
James Luceno remembers everything.
Look, this is what I want James Luceno to write some more canon books, because like he is like the real MVP when it comes to like what I want the story group to be like, because like he looks through Star Wars stuff like an academic would research real life, and I think that's just so incredible.
Yeah. He made it canon that Tarkin designed the officer uniforms.
I mean, like Hugo Boss is Tarkin the Hugo Boss of Star Wars?
I guess.
Well, and Darth Plagueis' name is Hugo Damas.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
His name is Hugo?
I think it's spelled with an E.
I don't think we should even dignify this with any follow-up questions. Yeah, Tarkin is that, yes. And he's both the Hugo Boss and the Himmler.
Oh my god.
Or Goering, I don't know. Probably not.
I can't remember all the stuff. Goering was the head of the Luftwaffe. He was quite extravagant with like his policies. Policies which failed. Which is similar to the Tarkin Doctrine. Because the Tarkin Doctrine, while being the basis for the entire Imperial Navy, was also shit and didn't work.
What was it again?
Fear, number one. Number two is every ship should basically be a carrier and also have a lot of firepower. So that meant there was not that much specialized capital ships.
Right.
And as a result, like while a Star Destroyer is pretty powerful, like if you can counter a Star Destroyer, you can like counter pretty much most stuff. Because like the Star Destroyer was the basis of everything, and like it is super powerful, but it like can be overcome. I don't know. Like using interdictors is against like the Tarkin doctrine of war, in a way.
Interdictors don't have ships, don't have fighters on them.
Yeah, like because interdictors are specialized sort of large ships that are meant to like prevent people from escaping. I don't know. Big ships, that is big imposing ships, that's Tarkin doctrine. Whereas smaller specialized ships, while they did exist, isn't going by like his doctrine type thing.
So yeah, he is the Goering of Star Wars.
Got the ham.
Hugo Goering.
That sounds like Yuri Gagarin.
A little bit, yeah. He was in space.
He was in space, and Tarkin famously died in space.
Famously.
Yeah.
Gagarin didn't, did he?
No.
Okay.
Imagine they brought down a clone from Camino.
Whoa! With the tall whites. That's a kind of alien.
Oh yeah.
A racist kind of an alien.
Yeah, there's like Nordics, Greys.
Yeah, I think Nordics and tall whites are the same ones. They're the noble, wise ones.
Oh, fucking hell. It's all based in some shitty area and shit.
It really is. It's not good.
Yeah, not very whoopee credit.
Indeed, very Kunky Monty.
Yeah. But let's move on from Tarkin.
He had basically the same uniform he has in New Hope. His just rank was slightly different.
Yeah, because he was an admiral.
Yeah, as opposed to a
Grand Moff.
Grand Moff. He was a... Moffs weren't a thing yet at that point.
No.
Yeah.
Moffs were later created to be like the rulers of each sector, basically.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no. Moffs were bigger than a sector. You have governors of sectors, which Tarkin was also a governor. And then you have a Moff. And then you have Grand Moffs.
Yeah, and... I never noticed that he had like two sets of like pens in his pockets or something that looks like pen in your breast pocket.
Yeah.
There's like blue things near his shoulders.
Yeah, they're to open doors and shit.
Oh, is that what they are?
Yeah,
They're like key stabby things.
They're like they're called code cylinders.
Code cylinders.
Yeah, they're cylinders and they've got like your clearance codes in them, so you can. That's how like you get through doors and secret stuff.
Yeah, that's how we like open some computers.
I think it's a plot point in some Rebels episodes, like getting code cylinders. Like Rebels does a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, they're in Mando as well, aren't they? That's how they get into the base on whatever the name is in The Believer.
Oh, yeah, with code cylinders.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Speaking of The Believer, and therefore Shrek, did you also feel like Omega especially had a big DreamWorks vibe to her?
I think we mentioned this.
Yeah, but like specifically, I'm pretty sure that the like hunched over wave, that's literally something that Shrek does himself.
I think that's just because it's a cartoony thing.
But like specifically DreamWorks, she really reminded me of Barry B. Benson. Like specifically, Benson. I don't know why.
But that's because canonically all humans are bees. So people think that Omega is a gender swapped Jango Fett. She's actually a gender swapped Barry B. Benson, who is a bee, and she is also a bee. But in Star Wars, they're both humans.
Oh my god.
Barry B. Benson is the basis of the next Clone Army.
Which means that her unknown origin means that she's from Earth.
Bruh.
From an Earth hive.
Bruh.
In America, where Barry B. Benson lives.
Oh my god.
Bad Batch. It's all bees.
Oh my god.
Bad Batch is the B series.
Yeah, so you got BB. So that's BB. So that's two B's, that's at least a plural B's. So bees, and this is the length of a movie. Bees movie. How many episodes are coming out this week, Voita?
2.
Bees movie 2. Bee movie 2.
I think we've got our title for the episode. Bees movie.
Bees movie. The sequel to Bee movie.
Yeah.
Like our aliens. Instead of Bees movie. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, like first is B movie, the sequel is the Bees movie, the third one is B movie, but one of the E's is a 3. B movie 4, I don't know, but 5, you have the V in movie, and VI for 6.
I think they should, for B movie 4, it should be
Before movie?
Yeah, B4 movie.
It's a prequel.
Oh my god. Look, DreamWorks, hit us up. Jerry Seinfeld, what's the deal with the lack of sequels? Oh my god. This is... We've broken new ground.
No!
Oh, God. But I think that...
Well, Rogue B as well, it could be.
Rogue B.
It's about stealing the keys to the hive or something.
The keys. Wait, if Rogue 1, Rogue 2, Rogue 3, but it's B... Rogue B is the third the Rogue One movie.
And Rogue 5 is the resurrection of everyone's favorite clone. But it's also a prequel.
It's Joker. They bring back Joker in Rogue 5.
No, we established that Joker isn't the clone. Well, no, he is, but I don't know what he's from.
Or maybe they bring back Flash.
Flash. Yes. Yeah, freaking Flesh, Lucky, and Tub?
No, Tub is the one from season 6.
Then it must be Tub.
Tub, no.
I think it's Tub.
No, it can't. It's not Tub.
It's like it's a 3-letter word that starts with T.
Tim.
Tim. Yes.
Yeah, Tim the clone. Some know me by the name Tim.
It's almost like in Stargate Atlantis, where they name like all the Wraith officers with like Tim and Michael and stuff like that. Yeah, they just give them human names.
It's kind of weird. I think I saw the episode with the Wraith.
It's like all the episodes.
Oh.
They're the big bad.
I clearly haven't seen enough.
No, wait, not Tim. It's Todd.
Todd!
Todd is the Wraith that works with Atlantis. Spoiler alert.
Todd Howard.
He just works. And Wraith, famously, who are basically like bees, because most of them are drones, and they have queens who give birth to them, I think. Or at least... And they fly in hives.
And... So basically, if Camino is where all the clones are, and the clones have been basically made super obedient, one could say they're drones. So Camino is a giant beehive.
Yeah. And Wraith basically look like humans, just blue.
Wraith Skywalker.
Yeah, Ray becomes like the basis for the breakaway civilization that are the Wraith in Pegasus Galaxy.
Whoa. I just want to say briefly, I'm not actually going to spoil. Have you seen I read the Darth Vader comic.
Which one?
The latest one.
Chapter 11, yes.
Yes.
Issue.
Well, should I spoil or should I not spoil?
I don't think it matters that much. Go for it.
So basically, it's possible Rey might actually be genetically related to Ben Solo.
Because it is revealed that Palpatine is in possession of...
Luke's severed hand
Yep.
from Episode 5. Presumably not with the lightsaber, because somehow Maz Kanata got the lightsaber?
Yeah, the lightsaber ended up somewhere else. I think
Yeah.
an Ugnaught found it and put it somewhere.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know that I like that he has the hand. I don't think it makes sense.
Yeah, but from the hand, Snoke might have been made as a Shroud cast, and it's possible that is how he combined his DNA with the hand's DNA to create his son.
But why? Why wouldn't he just clone himself?
Because he wants double the force power, baby.
Oh my god, he wanted him to just dyad of one.
Yeah.
That would kind of maybe make sense why Kylo and Rey are so interlinked.
Because
they're related.
Oh, my sweet home Alabama.
Apparently in Star Wars, incest gives you extra force powers.
Oh, dang. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
so looking forward to telling Parry that Rey actually might be related to Ben Solo, because she already was like, what the fuck, Luke and Leia kissed. So.
Well, wait, doesn't Kylo immediately die after
he does.
they kiss?
So maybe
he's allergic to incest.
I mean, as we all should be.
Yes.
Oh god. Yes. Speaking of dying,
okay.
Someone that didn't die was the clone in the canteen who was attacked in the canteen brawl when we saw the biggest, most important thing.
Food in Star Wars.
More important, it's the burrito in Star Wars. I mean, the fact we saw a space burrito being thrown at a clone trooper. I mean, isn't this just incredible for the world?
It is. It means that Mexican is the true cuisine.
Yeah, isn't that what Red Letter Media made a joke about Mexicans in Star Wars, didn't they? Which I think is low-key kind of spicy.
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah, so I don't even want to repeat it.
Yeah, but
it was from 10 years ago. It's Jesus Christ.
Mm.
But yeah, burritos in the clone canteen. That's pretty cool. I thought that was going to be your connection with The Believer, because in The Believer we see the first live-action canteen. That isn't from the prequels, actually. The first live-action Imperial canteen, and now we see a canteen again.
They have fairly similar trays.
Yes. And it's interesting that we do actually see the clone food, when in episode 1 they're eating nothing.
Well, Clone Wars, was it Clone Wars or the Bad Batch trailer? No, it was the Bad Batch trailer that we talked about.
Yeah.
That they put finally food on their trays.
Yes.
On those trays.
And it's interesting.
Speaking of Mexicans.
It's interesting that it is in the first episode.
Mm-hmm.
So most trailer footage is actually just from the first episode.
I don't know about most, but definitely a big chunk. Like, we haven't seen Rex on... what's the planet?
It was presumably Braca.
Yeah, like everything where Omega has the bow,
Where does the bow come from?
Dathomir, apparently, maybe.
Well, we think.
You thought it was from the... Well, we think. No, you said that it's a Dark Sister? Night Sister bow.
Yeah, it looked like a Night Sister bow.
And where would they get it other than Dathomir?
Yeah.
Maybe from Sereno.
From Sereno.
Yeah, maybe they pick it up from late Dooku's abandoned castle.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Maybe he kept some of the weapons that the Night Sisters sent to kill him had.
Ooh.
I don't know if they had bows. I don't think they did, but still.
Oh mate, I love that scene because you get to see Count Dooku in his pajamas.
Yep.
Which is so funny.
Humanizes him, I guess.
It does, yeah. I remember when people were asking for reskins for Count Dooku in Battlefront 2. I actually unironically really wanted the pajama skin because I thought that would be really funny.
Yeah. It was really funny how how the clone canteen was basically the same like vibe as like a high school or middle school canteen.
Oh yeah, no one wants to sit by
the sad batch.
Yeah. Which is quite funny. Yeah. But I did think it was actually weird because in the Bad Batch arc, the Bad Batch are shown like they're the ones that hate the regs, not the other way around. So they kind of like switched it.
Yeah, I guess that the compliance from the inhibitor chips kicking in just made them hate everyone who's like divergent from them.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe that's how they made them all space racists.
Yeah, and stuff like I don't know.
I mean, it's why they like round up all of the aliens and all the Powans on Utapau, and they're looking for when they were looking for Yoda on Kashyyyk. They found like a load of dead Wookiees, and they were like, "Oh, thank God, these Wookiees are already dead." So like presumably they were killing Wookiees already. Just in Return of the Sith, like immediately after Order 66.
Wait, when did that happen?
What do you mean?
Like when they were looking for Yoda, like when?
Yeah, like
was that in Legends?
No, it's in the movie. Like AT-AT's looking for Yoda.
Oh, I don't remember that scene at all.
Okay, it is possible. It might have been a deleted scene.
Maybe. I mean, I only watched that movie fairly recently. No, wait, I didn't No, did I finish it?
No, you didn't finish it.
I know that I fell asleep, but I think I finished it like a day or two later.
The thing is, I don't think it's a deleted scene because it is like it was fully finished from memory.
I mean, they did delete some fully finished scenes anyway.
Yeah.
Like even from other movies, like in Attack of the Clones, like a scene where Obi-Wan is like examining the poison dart. It's like fully finished CGI with like the droids and everything. Yeah,
which you hate and I like.
It's a completely pointless scene.
It's only pointless because they made it pointless.
Yeah.
And clearly there were reshoots in Dexter's canteen. Dexter's, cafe.
Were there?
Yeah, because Obi-Wan in some shots has a completely fake beard.
Oh, I never knew that.
Yeah, if you look at his beard, like one shot he's got a real beard, the next shot is just a stick-on beard.
It's like a real Fan Four-stick situation.
Yeah, with the changing hair.
On Katie Morrow.
Maybe they should have done that with Chris Madine.
Maybe that was all a reshoot.
Ooh.
They CGI'd out his hair.
Ooh. In 1982.
Yeah.
83, sorry.
I mean, it was probably filmed in 82.
No, it was. No, it is 82.
It released in 83.
Oh, it is.
But probably filmed in 82.
I can't even. Yeah, I'm losing my mind. But talking about deleted scenes, that are linked with Bad Batch, and one that was sort of never canon, because a couple of deleted scenes ever read it anyway.
I see what you're talking about. You're talking about the tarped over body with a lightsaber.
Indeed. The body that is probably Shaak-ti, because she was on Kamino the last time we were on Kamino.
Was that in season 6?
Yes. And she was on El Camino since, like, Clone Cadets, which is a season 3 episode that takes place before season 1.
Yeah, and it's the introduction, in quotes, to the Domino Squadron, which includes Fives, Echo, and the others.
The others, Cut Up,
Heavy,
Droid Bay.
Sarge, maybe?
No, Sarge isn't one of Domino
Sarge maybe even isn't a name.
No, Sarge is a name. Sarge was the one from Rishi, but...
Oh, Sentry. I'm thinking of Sentry.
Yeah, Sentry wasn't in Domino Squad when they were a trainee squad. So, yeah, it was Cut Up, Droid Bait,
Heavy Fives, Echo.
Yeah, that was the 5 of Domino Squad. And obviously, all but 2 die in the first episode.
Yeah, and
bloody, I think, was it Cut Up or Droid Bait? No, Droid Bait, I think, was the leader.
I believe so. And Cut Up is the one that gets eaten by Eel Koth.
By Eel Koth, yeah. And then, like, Echo is like a smart ass about it. It's like, well, that's why we don't go outside. It's like, okay, your friend, your brother just got eaten.
Your Batcher just died.
Yeah, but oh well.
Cut Up, you can say that again.
God damn it. Imagine. But yeah, Shaak-ti is probably the Jedi that was on the stretcher.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't look closely and compare her lightsaber.
Yeah, that was one way that I'm pretty sure you can tell. And I'm not sure that, like, based on the shape onto the tarp, like there is a space for the Leku and the up horns that I'm not sure what they're called.
I don't know. Maybe there is space. I don't know.
Maybe they, like, droop down when she dies.
Ooh.
Like, we don't know what kind of a texture they are. Maybe they're being held up by, like, blood pressure.
Oh my god, that's terrifying.
I'm not going to...
Are you saying...
I am saying, yes, that is what I'm saying.
Jesus Christ.
That when Togruta die, their head things go flaccid.
I mean, I think it's more cursed that than the Leku being giant ears for Ahsoka.
I mean, is it really that cursed? Just because it goes flaccid doesn't mean it's a penis.
I mean, it seems that you're implying that it is.
I'm not saying that.
You're saying blood pressure.
They do change sizes.
Oh my god. So you saying that Ahsoka in The Jedi just wasn't feeling it?
Yeah. It was probably pretty cold.
It's pretty cold. Like, I swear it happens to all Togrutas.
She's over 40, you know. 1 in 2 Togruta.
1 in 2 Togruta. Jesus Christ. Let's move on.
Yep.
So I'm just gonna assume that Shaak-ti now has a canon death.
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah. So
until the movies change it.
And that's why I think the Coruscant Guard were there.
But what does she have to do with Coruscant Guard?
Because they were Jedi.
But why would Coruscant Guard specifically be there?
Because they were getting the body. I think the Coruscant Guard have things to do with... Because I think I've mentioned this before, but I feel like the Coruscant Guard were in on it more than any other type of clone. Like, you see,
maybe
Commander Fox, like, spoilers, Commander Fox just killed Fives because he knew about the inhibitor ship, basically. I feel like the Coruscant Guard were more like the direct pawns of Palpatine, because you see, like, Palpatine uses the Coruscant Guard at the end of Revenge of the Sith to pick up Darth Vader from Mustafar.
And to find what else, or after the Order anyway.
Yeah, so I think, like, before the Purge Troopers, Are they called Purge Troopers in canon?
I don't think so.
Or whatever they're called. Before those guys, I think the Coruscant Guard were used for the killing Jedi business and the restoring order business. Because they are effectively the military police.
I don't think that they are specifically for killing.
No, I don't think they're for killing. I think they're for dealing with that kind of stuff, though. Like collecting the bodies, making sure the lightsabers get melted down.
Maybe, but like the people who like turned, what's his face, Jimmy Smits away. They weren't red, were they?
No, they were the 501st because Anakin took the 501st to kill all the Jedi in the temple. But I think that not the mop up of Jedi, but the mop up of all of the stuff to do with it. I think the Coruscant Guard might have been involved in that.
Was Tarkin already on Camino when Bad Batch returned, or did he show up later?
He showed up later.
Okay, that they couldn't have been there with him.
No, so I just think that they were there because shaak-ti was there and she was killed.
But why would they have to go in if like? Oh yeah, no, you did just say that they were there to like, collect this stuff, but then they just stuck around. Why would they stick around if the body of shaak-ti was leaving?
Because it's. Because like they are like the military police.
Oh, so they were there like to like keep an eye on the Kaminoans.
Yeah,
Kaminoans.
possibly.
Maybe they will get into it in later episodes.
They could, yeah, because like even the Bad Batch were like, why are the Coruscant Guard here? Mm-hmm. Like they didn't really understand why they were there. So I think like they're part of the plan.
Maybe they had like slightly different inhibitor chips, or maybe they had like a slightly different. Like a separate circuit to all the other clones.
Yeah, well, I think
they
it's
were like
possible.
sprung at first.
Yeah, well, I think it's possible they knew for a while in some way, maybe not consciously.
Yeah,
because like as Fox killed Fives. Fox was bad to Ahsoka. Luckily he dies soon. Thank God. Yeah. When does that Vader comic take place?
Which one? The
one where he kills Fox.
I do not remember that happening.
He kills Fox.
What's the reason?
Vader says, if you see a Jedi, he's hunting Jocasta No. If you see a Jedi, shoot the Jedi. And he's like, okay. And then he sees Darth Vader, and he like starts shooting at Darth Vader. It's like, bro, why did you shoot at me? And then like breaks his neck with the Force.
Oh, I don't remember that at all.
And then throws his body out of the troop transport thing. Yeah, it's like, yeah, f*** you, Fox.
That was weird.
Yeah, because Fox is the worst.
He is. He did at least capture Zero the Hutt.
Yeah, and
the unnamed ATTE pilot.
Yeah, thank God. Who put behind bars.
Hopefully he died on the way to prison.
Yeah.
Or at least on Umbara.
Ooh. I have questions, and it's, what do you think will follow this episode? Like, what do you think is the series going to entail? Like, what things do you think might happen?
Right. I don't think that this will go like the Mando way of you're gonna go there, but before you get there, there's a side story before you continue.
Yeah.
At least for now, they're doing a thing. But even though we don't really know why or how they know about Cutler Quain, as we discussed, he probably still has the chip.
Yeah.
I don't know why they oh, he wouldn't have heard the order, would he?
But I think he just gets turned on.
But like the other ones are like the order is like turned on because they're told, right?
No.
Why else would he like specifically show up as a hologram to tell them? And why else would the comms say execute order 66?
I don't know, but you see the order affecting the minds of all of the clones.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you? You see them go like, my brain. And then they turn evil.
Yes, but like, why would they repeat the words in the comms?
Because that's an old canon thing. Because like in old canon, it wasn't an inhibitor chip. They were just told to do it and then they did it. And because that was in the movie, they kind of had to still do it because it was iconic.
That yes, but not the comms.
I don't know, but we know that isn't like the clones are like physically being made to do it by the inhibitor chip. That is like kind of the point. Like even Tarkin says with the inhibitor chip, did they execute Order 66? And it's like, well, Crosshair did. So.
So why would they assume that Cutler Quain would be any different?
Because they don't know about the inhibitor chip.
Oh yeah, that's true.
No one knows about the inhibitor chip apart from Rex at this point, and Rex and Ahsoka.
And maybe Fox?
Yeah, possibly, but...
So they will probably need to go remove Cutler Quain's...
Well, they gotta... Well, he's gonna turn into a bit of an evil person. He might turn into like a bad dad, bad husband, because of the forcibly changed...
I hope he doesn't like kill his family or something.
Well, I mean, Seleucami was a war zone still.
Tough to say what we're going to see on there.
Could see Neo.
We could see Neo.
Well, actually, I think it's actually likely. I've said actually like 1 billion times. But like because we mentioned how they probably used Kanan and Depo Billaba because they already had the model. Well, they have actually made a model for Neo for Season 7 that he didn't use.
Interesting.
So they might just use Neo in Bad Batch. So if Neo is in Bad Batch, you're welcome.
Good point, yeah. We probably can't see Neo. It would make sense if we're going to Seleucami.
Yeah.
Or Seleucemi, as I thought it was.
Seleucemi. Oh, maybe that's what Ahsoka's head has.
What?
In the Jedi, she has a Seleucemi. Oh. Sorry.
I got that, yes.
Do you think, because we've already had one insufferable young Jedi, do you think we'll see... Do you think, the Bad Batch will rescue Grogu?
Oh, I don't think so. I feel like it's already too late. Order 66 happened a while ago. I don't think he would just be holed up somewhere, shut in a closet for, weeks until the Bad Batch comes to the Jedi Temple for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't think that would make sense.
Well, I sort of think that as well, and I hope it doesn't happen. So I think it'd be kind of a bit weird. But, I mean, I'm not omitting the possibility.
I am. I'm going to say categorically no.
Or do you think that Amiga is
Grogu in disguise?
What is the Force-sensitive child that the Bad Batch are going to be protecting?
That would be too much like Mandalorian.
But they're kind of already doing it.
But she's not necessarily Force-sensitive. She's just sensitive, and also Kiwi.
Yeah.
I also still think that A, because she's white, B, because she has a different accent, she's not a clone of Django. We know that she's an enhanced clone, but we don't know of whom.
But Tech does say, well, my suspicions were, confirmed after I looked at her DNA.
Well, he also withheld the information that she's a clone already.
Yeah.
Maybe he's withholding even more. Because does it really matter if she's a clone of Django or someone else?
Yeah.
To him at that point in time?
Yeah, but do you think we'll know? Do you think that we'll ever find out?
Yes.
You do?
Yes. At least one way or another, we will find out whether she's of Django or not.
Please be... Oh, Big Oppo, please!
She could be a Satine clone for whatever reason. She could be whoever from Clan Cries. She could be somehow a clone of freaking...
Even PL?
No.
Why not? Maybe the sexual dimorphism of his species is they look like children.
I hate that. I hate that so much. They are short, I guess.
Yes, white Yoda.
That is whitewashed Yoda. Whitewashed Yoda can whitewash Django.
Yeah, well, But talking about grievances and also the things that we have liked, because I think we still like quite a lot of things, if we're being honest. We may as well go to
the light side,
the dark side,
and the one in the middle,
the Bendu.
Thwack.
Ow! I actually hit my head this time. You hit your head at the start.
Well, but not too hard.
Okay.
I should actually bring a book next time. I should bring the
encyclopedia.
The encyclopedia to Monty Python bonk my head with it.
Yes. Well.
Point being.
What is your light side? I said first. You have to say first.
Damn it! Well, my light side would be that, as we have mentioned, this episode used up a lot of the material from the trailers.
Yeah.
So we're not quite in uncharted territory as we were with like the latter half of Mando.
Yeah.
Season 2 specifically. But there is still a lot in the 13 plus episodes that are ahead of us that we don't know yet.
Yeah, I mean, who knows what the Bees batch will get on to.
We have literally no idea what the plot of this show is going to be.
Yeah.
Like all the story beats that we know, with the exception of like people who will show up.
Like we know Fennec Shan's going to show up.
We know Fennec Shan will show up. We know Rex will show up.
We know that goes to Zygeria and Bracca.
But the rest is just conjecture, basically.
Pretty much.
Other than like the thing that they said that they are going to be bounty hunters.
Yeah, maybe
Allegedly.
for Dryden Voss.
Maybe for Dryden Voss. Maybe for Quinlan Voss.
Whoa.
Maybe on Voss Pity. That's not what it's called.
Boss Pity.
Did they call it Boss Pity because Voss is going there?
I don't think so. I think Boss Pity already existed in
Legends?
In Legends, yeah.
So did Quinlan Voss.
Yeah.
Still too much of a coincidence to be a coincidence. Anyway, yes. My light side is that we're in the dark, ironically.
Whoa.
On the plot.
Into the Dark. Whoa.
Not my favorite book, but it had good characters in it. Your light side, Fredo?
My light side happens to be just like I absolutely am amazed at the quality of animation that is on show here. And I think so. Like the animation, it makes this episode, animation alone makes the episode like amazing. If I'm being honest, like it's truly really good.
Yeah.
Even like the small little motions. I mean, there were some moments when like I was like, that didn't look lip synced for some dialogue, but apart from that, like on the whole, like vast majority, I think looked absolutely amazing.
Yeah. Some of the things we already said that like for season 1, like for Ryloth, some things looked like they were from like Revenge of the Sith. In this, like shots of like the walkers walking around.
Oh my god!
They literally look like models that could have been ripped from one of the movies.
Yeah, it's so good, and like the way everyone moves, it seems actually like people.
Yeah, and when they reanimated a little bit of Revenge of the Sith for the opening reel, which I love that it had an opening reel as well.
Oh my god! Yeah,
narrated by Tom Kane.
Yeah, and I hope he's doing well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot that he was not doing well.
Yeah, he had a medical like emergency.
Like a big
and
emergency.
It was possible that he wasn't ever gonna do voice acting ever again.
Yeah. Although I'm not sure if it happened after he filmed for Bad Batch.
I really hope that he's okay now.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But it's interesting that he's doing the narration still. Because I always read like Star Wars crawls with his voice now and all that kind of stuff. It's such an iconic voice. Yeah. It's great to have that.
I made an intro for an Air-Deraan in attempt of recapturing his voice.
Yes. I did really. I might rewatch the Revenge of the Sith remake parts. They were great.
Kind of goofy with. Especially the scene where like Obi-Wan cuts up the droids, or is it Anakin that cuts up the droids that are like restraining Palpatine?
It's a bit of a goofy bit anyway.
Yeah, he goes like, ah!
Yeah, and I like how they did choose the time to abandon ship moment. It's like, why that moment? Is it just because it's a meme?
Maybe.
Because like, out of the representative
Binks.
Whoa. parts of Return of the... I keep saying Return! Revenge of the Sith.
I keep calling it Return of the King, so...
Why would they choose time to abandon ship?
Maybe because of Grievous being there?
Or what if they did, like, Dooku get his head chopped off?
I mean, it wouldn't be the first beheading in Clone Wars. Well, in Star Wars animation anyway.
Yeah, we've seen quite a lot, like Ahsoka chopping off 5 Mandalorians' heads at once.
Or Ventress chopping off a fake Mandalorian's head. By which I meant clone.
Oh yeah. Yeah, she did that a lot. And I remember the one... I mean, we'll get to it soon. But in a year. The bit when like she force pulls an ARC trooper onto her lightsaber and then kisses him.
I do not.
It's f***ed up.
Yeah. You can say that again.
Yeah. I can't believe that.
But we did say last week, or Sunday, or whenever we did that. Was it? I think it was Sunday, actually. Or Saturday. Doesn't matter. Saturday. I've drank too much coffee over the past, 12 hours.
Yeah.
We did say that in that scene they will probably say something goofy. I have a bad feeling about this, which they don't say in this episode.
Thank God.
Get a load of that guy.
Imagine.
And we did mention Jerry Seinfeld. It's all coming together.
Jerry Seinfeld? Yeah, but that was David Schwimmer.
Oh shit, yeah, I forgot.
Fake fan of...
I've never watched an episode of Friends, so...
I've seen all of Friends, and I've never seen Seinfeld, so...
I've seen neither.
Or is it neither?
It's actually both.
Whoa. That's actually big brain right there.
Yeah.
Talking of big brain, let's be big Star Wars fans and ask, what is your dark side?
Yeah, let's be Star Wars fans and say something that we hated about this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say that I hated the bit. One of my less favorite bits is a thing that I forgot.
Really?
I mean, we already talked about how we both hated the opening and the changes to Kanan's/Caleb's story.
Yeah. Well, specifically, it was just unnecessary.
Yeah, unnecessary changes to the already established canon. But what is it? I knew what I was going to say.
Did you write it down, or did you make a mental note?
I made a mental note, which great, thanks, that worked. Yeah, screw it. I'll just go with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We already talked about how the unnecessary changes to the pre-established story of Caleb/Kanan and his voice were a little jarrous, if you will. Yeah, a little din-jarring, which has nothing to do with this, but still, you know.
Yeah.
It was just bad vibes, especially with the voice, more so than the changes to me, but the changes also were baffling.
Yeah, fair enough.
Is it safe to assume that your dark side is the same thing?
My dark side is actually how everyone kept going, oh my god, it's the Bad Batch! Oh my god, it's this character! Oh my god, it's Tarkin! Oh my god, it's... it's this guy. I'm like, oh my god, it's Saw Gerrera! I was like, Jesus Christ.
What Omega did, or...
No, everyone. Kanan was like, this is Wrecker, Hunter, it's Crosshair, Echo. And Omega did the same. It was like, you guys are so cool. And then they were like, oh my god, it's Tarkin. He's from, you know him from the episode where I blew up. And it's like, oh yes, Saw Gerrera. Remember, he was trained by General Skywalker and Captain Rex on Onderon in the Onderon 4-parter arc from season 5. I was like, bruh, you don't...
Yeah, okay, you're not wrong.
It doesn't feel natural. It does seem a bit forced.
I do... Forced. Force sensitive. Omega, no. I do remember the Saw Gerrera bit especially sticking out a little bit.
Yeah.
How it was very unnecessary.
Why would they know Saw Gerrera? Like, really? Like, who cares? I mean, we care, but why should they care?
Well, the way that Tarkin said conspiring with Saw Gerrera, that made it seem like he's like a known figure.
But why would he be a known figure then? It sounds the reason that he would be a known figure by rebels.
Or to Tarkin.
Yeah, because like he did a lot of attacks on the Empire stuff, like a Sheik.
Well, not at that point.
Yeah, Fallen Order takes place before Rebels.
I'm talking about like at that point in Bad Batch.
Oh no, in Bad Batch it doesn't make sense. I don't think. Like he's not notorious apart from on Air-Deraan, and he fought for the Republic anyway.
And I guess Tarkin would know about him because he was literally watching them conspiring with him.
Yeah.
So I retract my point, but yeah, it's a little odd. And if they do the same with Cutler Quain and Rex and Boba Fett if he shows up or whoever else shows up, that might fulfill my bad juju about this.
Yeah. What if they meet someone like Jocasta Nu or something?
Oh no.
Yeah, they'll be like, "Oh my God, Cutler Quain! I thought you had 2 children." It's like, yeah, but one of them got cholera.
Fuck.
I don't know.
What if they meet Cham Syndulla again?
Well, they could. I mean, if they do go to Ryloth, that would be interesting. But then if they go, "Oh my God, it's the notorious Cham Syndulla,"
they meet all the already.
You met Mace Windu. Where is Mace Windu?
You will get blown up on Alderaan.
I mean, yeah, Bail
Your
Organa.
Leia's non-biological father.
It's like, yes, they meet Bail Organa, and Bail Organa is like, "I also want you to meet my baby daughter, who I adopted." It's like, wow, she really is a spitting image of famous General Skywalker.
Wow, isn't
It's
it?
like, what? No!
Wow, isn't it weird that Alderaan doesn't have any moons? Well, I hope you get one day. You deserve to have something nice like that. Alderaan doesn't have any moons. That's canon.
Really? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Like Air-Deraan at the moment.
Made canon by Bloodline. / Bloodlines. I never remember which one it is.
Yeah.
The book about that time that Galaxy found out that Leia's dad was a super Nazi.
Which I think is pretty interesting.
It is, yeah. Was one of the better books, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Probably before High Republic or Light of the Jedi, my fave. I have to say.
Is that fave new canon or fave?
New canon.
Nice.
My fave all around is Death Troopers. Because
God,
it's so dumb.
Yeah. There's a Death Trooper audio comic somewhere on YouTube. Audio reading somewhere on YouTube.
Audiobook, yeah, I listened to that.
Nice.
What do you think, I read books?
Like a peasant? Like a reg?
Oof. Yeah, like a wreck. Like a freaking neurotypical. I don't know if it's just because I'm in the, I co-created the Autism Society, but I did have, a reading that, the regs, where it was, the neurotypicals versus neurodivergents. Partially because it was kind of just, Divergent, the movie. How everyone except the special boys was basically made into, a zombie. By the regime.
What isn't... do you think the Bad Batch might accidentally go into that kind of subtext?
I don't think so, because...
But only the special boys are the ones that aren't brainwashed.
I'm not saying special boys, mostly from, Tech and Wrecker, I did... Most of them, all of them are kind of, interact with the world differently. A hunter has different senses, improved senses... Omega improved perception or something that's still to be established. Tech is a tech guy, smart boy. They're all a little different. I don't think it will go literally into neurodivergence, but I don't know.
But it is through how in I've only seen the Divergent movie, but how it is based on traits, isn't it? The caste system,
basically.
And that is the traits are what were purposely enhanced by the Kaminoans for the Bad Batch.
So it's kind of the opposite of Divergent, is what you're saying.
Maybe.
I don't know. I watched that movie once and didn't like it.
I didn't like it either. I thought it was dumb.
Yeah. Maybe Dave Filoni was a big fan.
Wow. Speaking of big, the biggest boy,
Wrecker.
the Bendu.
Oh, okay.
What is your...
One in the middle?
The Bendu.
The Bendu. I'm going to say my one in the middle, the Bendu, so far, is Omega. And I'm saying that because so far she is in the middle between being possibly the biggest mistake the show might make and being a nice surprise and a cool twist.
Yeah.
Because it's still in the stars whether she's going to be a whitewashed Django or someone completely new that might catch us by surprise. I feel that it's kind of unlikely that she is a clone of someone else. But then again, like, if her being a female clone was not... If she was a female clone of Django,
Yeah.
I feel like either we would have seen more of them by that point or they would find it more surprising. Because they didn't even get... They didn't even get surprised by that being like a thing.
Yeah.
They just accepted it immediately.
Yeah.
Which makes me feel that either there are more female clones or she isn't a clone of Django.
What if all the female... I mean, this would be bad, but what if all the female clones were the workers on Camino? Like the servants? Like how Omega was?
It's not impossible. It's possible that Nala, say, like, lifted Omega up from, like, the kitchen...
Oh, that's
kitchen
terrible!
Staff. Yeah, it would be the worst.
That would be... The thing is that, like, I'm not 100% sure that won't happen. That's the scary thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like, even Tech, even if he's, like, withholding that from the others, like... Also, if she looked exactly like a child clone...
Yeah.
They would know immediately, right?
Yeah.
So that means that there can't be other female clones.
That's true, yeah.
At the very least, other female clones, if she is, like, still a clone of Django.
Yeah.
But
she also doesn't look like Django. Like, even her face, like, especially, like, look at her nose. It's, like, literally the polar opposite of...
It's way too round.
Yeah, it's like... the bridge of the nose goes in, whereas with like the young clones is normally like a rest of their noses.
Yeah, it's Omega can't be Django's clone. She just can't.
I hope.
And there has to be a reason why she's called Omega, right?
They might just not.
You think it's just a name?
Yeah, it might just be a name.
It's not completely out of the question.
I feel like people are reading too much into the name.
It's possible
because she's not the last clone.
Yeah, and also like Omega, that's an Earth letter. They don't even use the same alphabet in Star Wars.
No, but the Greek alphabet is a in-universe alphabet.
Did they have like alphas and stuff?
Yeah, well that's why like A-wing, B-wing, X-wing, they all come from. So the Latin alphabet is another alien alphabet.
Okay.
And so is the Greek alphabet. Hence where Delta Squad and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, I forgot about Delta Squad.
Yeah, so those are just alien alphabets in universe. That's why it's not like Beshwing.
Arrowwing. Oh, Beshwing is a better name, I feel, than B-Wing.
Yeah, well that's what B is in Arabesh.
Arabesh, that's literally AB, like alphabet.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Like Alpha Beta.
Whoa, oh god.
Alpha Beta, I do hope that Omega's name isn't Omega because pheromones.
Oh my god. No.
Omega vs. Star Wars confirmed.
Well, she feels the internal...
She feels the pheromones.
Of Crosshair.
Yeah.
Oh god. She could smell his fear.
Who says that again? Is it Vader?
Sorry?
Who says I can smell your fear? Someone says that.
No, Vader says all I see is fear and dead man, which a lot of people say is cool, but I think grammatically it doesn't make much sense.
Yeah, you can't see fear, can you?
And you can't see. You're not seeing dead man.
Doesn't he say all I'm surrounded with?
Oh,
is
surrounded.
Dead man?
Sorry, no. He says all I'm surrounded with is fear and dead men. I mean, they're not dead yet, but maybe they're dead.
They're
gonna
as good
be
as
dead.
dead.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
But so while Hunter has increased senses, Omega has big nose powers.
Yeah.
God damn it. Unsurprisingly, this doesn't link to my one in the middle, because mine is literally just like how the semantics of the transition period is sort of like talked about. Because like I think one of the Bad Batches like offhandedly says Chancellor Palpatine, and then is corrected as like Emperor Palpatine actually. I find that quite funny.
And how they're still calling rebels separatists at this point.
Well, I mean,
Saw Gerrera at least.
No, like.
Well, there are no rebels yet. Rebellion isn't a thing.
Yeah, well, Saw Gerrera said there will be a civil war. But like, yeah, separatists are still around, presumably.
There will have to be like the Reconquest or whatever it's called.
Yeah, in Legends it was called the Reconquest of the Rim. Sounds a bit weird.
Yeah, I do like specifically that like I think it was in the TIE Fighter comic, which was like a tie-in into.
Hey.
Oh, that was unintentional actually, as you could have probably felt from my reaction, because it was genuine, not a.
God damn it.
Semantics again. There is like an older imperial officer who even at the like time of squadrons, I think, calls rebels separatists.
Yeah, I think that's like inspired how in real life during the Crimean War there was a British general who would call the enemy offhandedly the French, even though the French were actually on the same side as Britain fighting the Russians. So
yeah.
It was still saying, well, we'll attack the French from this way. It's like, je ne sais pas.
The fuck you say? Yeah. Speaking of semantics, I also like that they called the Clone Wars the Clone War.
Yeah, because it's just
Singular.
one war at this point.
Yeah. Were they more?
Well, maybe that'll be what the Reconquest will be.
The Clone Wars, the show is called the Clone Wars.
Or maybe there's several concurrent wars. Maybe they count.
Oh, like the Clone War on Collar, the Clone War on Ryloth.
That's not really what I meant, but like...
Well, kind of like the Vietnam War, specifically between Vietnam and America.
Maybe, or like how different phases of the war. So like, you got the war is not the War of the Roses. It's the Wars of the Roses, because there's like different periods of it, different leaderships. So maybe there'll be some kind of thing going on. I don't know. We'll see why it's called Clone Wars, plural, even though it sounds better.
Did they ever say... Yoda does say Clone Wars in episode 2.
No, he says begun the Clone War has.
Why is it called the Clone Wars?
Because I don't know. It must be like there must be additional conflicts.
Oh wait, Obi-Wan calls it Clone Wars, doesn't it?
Yes,
doesn't he?
Obi-Wan calls it that.
Maybe the second Clone War would be Empire against Kamino then? Because there has to be a second war, because this one was just the Clone War.
Or the Republic was actually fighting multiple people. Like maybe they were actually fighting other insurgents.
Maybe? Who freaking knows?
Or the clones against the Jedi.
Good point.
That could be the additional
Clone War.
Clone War, yeah.
Have we cracked the code? Maybe.
Have we cracked the clone?
Have we cracked the clanker?
Have we clanked the crack?
I don't think we have. We're not that close yet.
God.
Oof. Let's go back to semantics. I think there was one more cool thing I liked, but I can't remember what it was, so let's not then.
Yeah. Well, we got the Empire is not the same as the Republic as a political entity.
Which is just, I guess.
Well, it's true. But it's interesting, yeah, like the Empire is not a successor state. It's just a completely different thing.
Kind of, I
That's
guess.
why the Palpatine said the Republic will be reorganized into the First Galactic Empire.
as opposed to like renamed.
Yeah, or turned into, which is a completely reorganization, shake up of the current situation in the galaxy.
Shady. Slim Shady.
Wow, Corsair was pretty slim.
And so were the Kaminoans, and they're pretty shady.
God. They are very shady.
Nala say is Eminem confirmed.
Nala say how?
Nala say Enema confirmed.
Enema? Who's Enema?
Enema is something very different. It's
anemia.
No, an enema is like when you like wash out your bowels or something.
Oh my god. Bowels.
Bowel Mora. Run.
Bowels gullet.
Yeah, maybe he just ate Saw Gerrera.
Didn't we have a big thing about Vor and Borgullet?
We did. I don't think in Borgullet. I think it was in Saw Gerrera.
Yeah, no, I mean including Borgullet though.
Maybe we already talked about Borgullet eating Saw Gerrera.
Yeah, I think we talked about Borgullet eating like consuming
Not
people.
Bodhi.
It's like, is Borgullet feeling your thoughts raw?
Only if you get off on it.
You hear that? You're widow. Talking to the audience there.
To quote a thing that I think our friend Toby said, if you eat a carrot, it's only vor if you come.
Hell.
Should I cut that out? Probably.
So you could say, should I end the episode there?
We can't end the episode on come.
Come again? You were so close then to say.
I did that just for a joke.
So
yeah, that was our
bad
opinions on Bad Batch.
Yeah.
Good Batch, more like. So
sad
far.
batch.
Sad vibes.
Bombad batch potentially.
Not quite yet. If they go to Naboo.
Yeah.
Naboom.
Ooh, what if Naboo goes Naboom?
Ooh, we don't know what happens to it after Operation Cinder anyway.
Yeah.
Which, I can't believe Operation Cinder is canon.
What's wrong with that? I don't like it, but the way it was dumb. But now they're making it better.
I guess they're tying it into like the First Order.
No, that's not what I mean.
It was the remnants who were more made like patriotic.
Yeah, it was like the
the
people that actually did Operation Cinder were actually like the Naziest of Nazis.
Like General Hess.
Like
literally.
yeah, like if the Empire were willing to kill the most loyal Imperials, then they are like top tier Imperials, and then they stick around to do whatever in the galaxy. But if they're worthy enough as like, you know, militarily capable, they then join the First Order. And the ones that like weren't stick around and do whatever, like Moff Gideon and General Hess.
But I guess, I don't know. It's still confusing.
I guess
they might be working towards an explanation. But
I don't think Hess and Gideon are related to the First Order. That's my opinion.
Who knows?
Will we find out in Bad Batch?
Probably not Bad Batch, but
yeah,
we will find something out in just a few days.
Whoa, yeah, it's Wednesday today, so that means Friday is when the next episode comes out.
2 days hence.
Whoa!
So next episode in like 3 days probably.
Yeah.
Or 2, depending on how quickly I work on both of these.
Yeah, wow.
Tune in, find out next time
on Air-Deraan.
No. Well, yes, next time on Air-Deraan, because on Air-Deraan is officially being retired for now.
And so find on Air-Deraan on your favorite podcasting services of your choice, including Podbean, Spotify, and like Pocket Casts, and honestly, you can find it on YouTube at on space Air-Deraan on YouTube. Yeah.
Going to YouTube is pretty worth it because at least in the last one, I snazzed it up with like 3 different things.
Wow!
Yeah, two pictures and 3 of the same GIF.
Nice. I tried looking for it on the time code and I couldn't find it.
It's
I could only find
hard.
Pantora.
They're too small.
God damn.
I didn't put Pantora in. I put in Rexus.
Oh, yeah, Raxus, sorry, not Pantora.
Raxus, front-facing Jar Jar, and infinite ammo.
Nice.
I'll have to do that again now, won't I?
And you'll be able to see that on our YouTube channel. And obviously, if you want to tell us we're wrong or tell us we're right, or just continue the discussion, be sure to tweet us at on Air-Deraan, all one word, on Twitter.
And don't forget to like and subscribe. That's
yes!
So cringe.
Yeah, so cringe. It's like and don't forget to smash that like button, Bombad crew!
Whoa! Ring that bell like you're someone punching someone in the face.
And be sure to subscribe, just like you subscribe to the weird carrot shit that you guys like.
I thought we were going to say like the morals of the Empire or something.
If you subscribe to the morals of the Empire, be sure to tweet at us so we can...
I can't believe you referenced the carrot, because now I have to leave it in.
Oh no!
You always do this. You always do this.
God.
Just like with the Nibre word.
To be fair, if Nibres appear again, I'll combust out of excitement. Guess I'll die.
That's not how we're ending this, are we?
I don't know. How do we end this?
I don't know. How
did the Bad Batch end? Okay, so you got a child whimsically looking at something. So what would you like to end your life looking at?
Omega didn't die.
As far as we know. You haven't seen the next episode. What if there's a hyperspace crash?
She can't die. She's in like 3 scenes in the trailer.
What if it's like an Infinity War where they just CGI'd the Hulk and it's not real? It's like Omega actually dies in the first minute of the next episode.
And she's replaced by Cutler Quane.
Oh my god.
That I would like to see before I die. Just a complete out of nowhere switcheroo that makes no f***ing sense.
Tune in next time to Hyperspace Podcast.
What? No, that's
that's a switcheroo.
I guess. What do I do?
I don't know how you can salvage this.
You can. Let's keep going and see if we get something out of it.
Let's keep going. Keep
talking. I wanted to end 40 minutes ago.
Keep talking and nobody explodes.
You may fire when ready.